Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 136 of Summon Sign, Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I'm your host as always, Brad Ellis. Long pause. Well, I got two guests with me, two wonderful guests. Could be the best guests possible right now, this lineup. First of all, we got our Belgian brother, Lockmort. What's up, Lock? How are you?
Hello. Oh, sorry. I'm still. I just got off work, and I got the times mixed up. So I thought I had another hour. So when I asked you, we're going like an hour and a half, right? And you told me no now. Like, oh shit. So I had to close my other job, run to the bathroom, run back, put these frames on, get my notes ready, and so I'm okay. But I'm here. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. Always lovely to see you. So happy to see Dustin again. Wonderful.
You
I'm
ruined
so
the
happy.
surprise.
You ruined it.
Oh,
you ruined the surprise.
I can cut it out, but they'll see him.
They'll see me in the thumbnail.
Yeah, they'll see him. Yeah, I'm just kidding, dude. But yes, great to see you, Lockmore. And of course, Dustin. It's been a while. He's back on the shows, at least. Not full-time editing and all that stuff, but mostly back.
Yes, Brad, you get the debut show.
That's right, dude.
I was like, I have been playing so much stuff, and it'll be too much for Sacred. I gotta lock in for Summon Sign. I'm happy to be back. It's been a lot of people have asked me over the last month and a half, like, so how do you feel like not being at work? Do you feel good or whatever? And I'm like, it's great being away and being able to be with the baby and stuff. It's been awesome. But it is ironic, like the number one thing that relates to me happens while I'm away with the with the disc stuff. Yeah. So it's been very interesting being on the outside, watching all of the physical disc stuff unfold. But and of course I missed you guys. I miss you guys are some of my very best friends. And there was a couple times where I'm like, I should hop on and see if like I want to play some games with the boys or something. But I had my main PC downstairs in my living room. And I was like, I got to carry it upstairs. And then that's kind of like this is my workspace. I'm just going to keep all this separated until I'm like ready to start the process. So, but yeah, I'm going to be back on shows starting this week. I'll be on Sacred on Thursday. Well, recording Thursday, releasing Friday. And then I don't know. Colin and I haven't talked about me coming back on Sacred streaming. I'm open to it, though. I think he needs me. I was watching today and he couldn't get some audio working.
Oh, boy.
A couple weeks ago, I tuned in and he was basically just like fighting with the chat. Like, I think there was just like a rage baiting circle going on. Yeah. So maybe we'll see.
Yeah, you are missed. Definitely feel like there's a void with you gone. So happy to have you back. Makes my job easier having more people for Summon Sign. Yes, so it's good. But yeah, you'll be back on Sacred streaming at some point. I don't know about every week though. You're just whenever probably.
For
Sacred streaming? Because he knows how to stream now solo.
That's true. He does know how to do it by himself now, which is a blessing for me potentially. But
yeah,
I don't. Honestly, the only interaction I've had with Colin outside of like we FaceTimed him and Micah when the baby was born, and there was that one night when I got back home, like Locke called me in to help with a streaming thing, and that's the only time. And outside of that, I have not talked to Colin at all. And it was like sometime late last week, I was like, "Hey, next week I'm coming back to recording." And outside of that, I have not talked to him.
Okay, so. Nice, dude. Yeah, you're nice and disconnected. That's great. Get away for a little bit. Like, we didn't even talk to you that much, so
yeah,
that's good though.
Yeah,
got to get away, hang out with the baby, hang out with the wife, chill with the fam, all good stuff. Go to some like retro game store, get yelled at by Colin.
Yeah, dude. It was
that is the most Colin thing possible as well.
Yeah, which I think he's joking.
It is a joke.
Yeah, I think some people don't realize that Ohio is not that far from where I like. It's not hard to get to Ohio. But yeah, I went to a retro gaming. It's like It's kind of like a convention, but it's just like in a soccer field, and people set up tables and sell games.
Oh, interesting.
So it was cool. I didn't really get anything. No, it was an indoor.
Okay, I was
soccer
like,
field.
holy moly,
dude! Outdoors would be horrible right now. But yeah, the two. I guess I did 3 main things that would be considered no-nos for paternity leave. Not really no-nos, but I did that. I saw the Odyssey with Ben, and then I saw Weird Al on what night was that? Saturday night.
Nice.
So free ticket. Like, what do you do? Someone's like, "Hey, I have free ticket to see Weird Al."
Yeah, you go
in Pittsburgh. Are you gonna go? It's like, and Holly was like, "Oh yeah, Holly is an absolute pro." Like, I am just more and more impressed with her every day. I'm always impressed with her, but she's just doing an amazing job with the baby. So
yeah, hell yeah. Did you get any sick retro pickups then?
Not really. I was looking around and there wasn't. I didn't find anything great. There's one guy, maybe he's listening, that owns a store now in Ohio, and every time I see him at this one event, he hands me a copy of Balan Wonderworld. Like, he just always hands me a copy. So what did I got a Hello Kitty game for PS1 because one of Holly's best friends, it's like was her favorite game on PS1, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I'll pick that up for her. The other thing I got, Diablo 4 on PS5.
Oh, weird pick.
Because I want to play couch co-op with Holly.
Oh, okay.
Because she likes Diablo, and I was like, you know what? That's kind of the right setting right now. With the baby, when he's chilling, we could maybe play some co-op.
Kill some demons around the baby. Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. So what's the next pick, though? The last thing I saw you buy retro-wise, I think, was Vagrant Story.
Yes.
So what are your sights on now?
I made a really bad mistake picking up that Vagrant Story because Vagrant Story was $100, and I was looking at Xenogears, and it was $180. I was like, I already shouldn't really be spending money right now. Like, this was right before he was born. So I was like, I'll go with Vagrant Story, which is good. You know, I wanted to check that out.
Yeah.
But now, since the PS3 store is closing, Xenogears has shot up from 180 to 250 and climbing.
That's crazy.
So, and I was talking to Evan of Main Level Games, and he said that the PlayStation market is doing all kinds of crazy stuff with the PS3 store closing. Some of those games on the PS3 store are PS1 classics that are not going to be like, that's one of the reasons Xenogears is going up, because it was a PS1 classic. There will be no way to purchase that once the PS3 store is closed. So yeah, nothing crazy. The one thing I do have locked where I get eBay alerts for is Mega Man Legends on PC.
PC version. Right.
I'm trying to get a complete Mega Man Legends collection. I still need 64 in box, and I need the PC version. So very obscure.
Yeah, because there's only 3 games, I guess, technically.
Yes, there's 3 games.
Okay.
There's some PSP versions too that were Japan only.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
At some point.
Huh.
Yeah.
What I'm looking to get is Folklore on PS3.
Folklore.
But that's also expensive, so I'm like, man.
And I bet you it just shot up.
Probably did.
In the last few months, I'm willing to bet.
Price charting complete in box or complete price is $150.
$150?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Do you have it digitally at least?
No, I don't.
I was going to say
can you buy it digitally? I don't know if you can. This is a very early PS3 game.
That's a great question. I honestly don't know. I just assumed everything on the PS3 store would be there.
I don't think so. Hold on, let me see. Let's see if you could buy it on the PSN. Not available on all digital PlayStation PSN store. Oh,
that's partially probably why the price is $150.
Yeah, Tony never released a digital version on the PS3.
That's fucked.
Dude, okay, so I assume we've come a long way on PS3 emulation. Worst comes to worst, I'll do that.
Yeah,
someday. Yeah. I would like to own it,
I
don't want to spend $150 really on a game I don't even know if I'll like.
Yeah.
We're talking Vagrant Story, like what you're buying. That's a different story. That game fucking
I need
slaps.
to play that.
That game slaps.
So I have the Super Station, the FPGA PS1. I just got the disk drive for it in the mail. And so if you update it, you can use the disk drive, and I figured it out. So I popped in Vagrant Story just to see. That's the game I had close to me, and so the disk drive works. I was checking out Vagrant Story. Pretty interesting little intro. It's got like a belly dancing girl in the intro. It's real dark and moody. So, and the combat seems kind of weird in a good way.
It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, kick-ass game. Lockmore, what retro game do you have your eyes set on right now that you want to buy?
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know. Well, what do you mean? I already have. I don't know the question. Well, I already have. Like, you mean like physical?
Sure. Yeah.
Why? None. I don't have a drive.
I know. I was kidding.
I
know you don't give a shit about that.
I like that you guys like it, but
I know. I'm not saying you're like dismissive of it, but you don't care about collecting retro games or anything.
No, I just don't have the money for it.
Yeah, you don't have the money for it. You're PC boy as well.
Yeah. True. Yeah. But if I did, I would have loads of statues and all the cool shit. But
yeah, you don't have one statue in the background.
I bought these 2 frames when I started the channel with Maddie, and that was an investment. And I told myself I would never buy anything ever again, and I never did. So here we are.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you got good frames. Empire Strikes Back and Homelander. Pretty good.
Yeah. I have like a bunch of them, but I only use these 2. I have like...
Fair enough.
Block, if I send you a figure, will you put it in your background?
For you, yes. For you, I would do it. Yeah.
I'll send you something nice.
He's got some good figures, dude.
I'll figure something out.
A nice One Piece girl.
I mean, I have Nami right here, but he can't have this.
Oh
yeah,
I'm sorry.
That would go in the bedroom, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a Perona figure?
No, I don't. I have Yamato. And I have Robin.
Oh, yeah, Robin. I remember you were looking for like a good Robin figure. I remember before when you were with me.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good.
You
Robin
said they were
figures.
more rare.
Yeah.
Nami. There's so many.
Oh, too many.
And
then some heinous ones too.
Yeah, of course.
Where do you guys buy it? Do you just get it in like collector's editions, or you just buy them separately, or how does that
just
work?
Stores sell them.
Oh, dude,
random stores.
There's a whole market for anime figures, Lock. That like a huge.
Oh.
There's like entire stores in Japan. I mean, of course, but there's some places. There's like a few places in Pittsburgh that have like a good selection of anime figures, and you can get them online too.
Yeah,
I have a good friend. He listens to the show, Guy. He's also from Belgium, and he collects these hot toys. Do you guys know what that is? Like
hot
these
toys?
Yeah, they're like perfect replicas of like video game characters, but you can like put them in like different positions and stuff.
Okay, you can like move them. Yeah,
they look
posable.
They
Dustin's
look like
more of
super
a
real.
static figure kind of person.
Oh, okay.
Which
I've
grown more accustomed to as well.
Yeah,
it's cool though.
Oh, these are all like Western. I'm looking at it's like Western figures. What I'm seeing.
Yeah, but
dude, live action Luffy. Good lord.
Well, yeah. Also, like Final Fantasy stuff. I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
So you can put them in like different positions and stuff.
Yeah, have them clash. All that stuff. Yeah,
which is pretty cool. But I'm always jealous of people. Jealous. I always like it when people like collect stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun to have little collections.
Yeah.
Collecting stuff is like cancer though nowadays. You gotta like fight people in a parking lot for Pokemon cards and stuff. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That sounds like fun.
I used to like collecting One Piece cards just because they looked cool. I liked all the characters on them, but I'm not dealing with that. Nope,
dude, Brad. I haven't seen a One Piece pack in stores in
neither
at least 4 or 5 months because people just immediately buy them and scalp them.
Yeah, it's disgusting, dude. Can't even do it.
Is that what all those clips are from? Like I see these clips all the time on like Twitter and on YouTube and stuff of like people standing in front of these Pokemon vending machines fighting each other. It's always awesome. Oh,
it's always like 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
People our age fighting about it. Just these like little kids want them, but you can't get it, dude. All right. Before we end the show, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia. You can get early ad-free access to all of our shows, which is, of course, includes Sacred Symbols, which Dustin will be on this week. Please be excited. You want some merch? Go to laststandmedia.store. Dustin, what's something they should get on the store?
Do we still have stand down shirts? Maybe that. I don't honestly, dude. I
don't know what's on there.
What do we have currently? Well, there's still Hybroxia special editions left. You know what? The Constellation tee. Buy it and rep it, even though we don't have the show anymore because it's a sick shirt. I still wear mine all the time.
Yeah, that is a nice shirt. Yeah. I like the Stealth Sacred Symbols tee. That's a nice one.
Oh yeah, I have that one as well.
That's a nice one.
Very nice.
It's a good shirt.
Premium materials.
What's the deal with the moon? Why is that our logo?
It's some history thing
Okay.
that I can't remember.
Okay.
You'll have to ask Colin. He'll tell you for about 15 minutes.
I know. I was gonna say he's gonna tell. It's gonna be very long-winded. It reminds me, like, you remember you met my dad, Dustin. When you if you get my dad talking,
oh yeah,
it just goes, dude.
Yeah,
just goes.
Dude, I was thinking about your parents because they were like, I think they've asked me a few times about bringing Leon out. Well, like before he was born, they're like, oh. When I was at your house last, they're like, next time you can bring your baby and bring your wife and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Maybe he'll have to. It's not worth doing until he's a little older. But I'm like, that is pretty sick that
Disneyland.
We wanted to go to Disneyland.
Yeah,
we could do that.
You could do that. Yeah, cool. I live close to it. Easy peasy.
Yeah,
easy peasy. Now we gotta get Lockmort out here as well. Uncle Lockmort.
We'll leave Locke at home with Leon. He can babysit. We'll make a show out of that.
Oh,
Locke, have you ever taken care of a baby?
Well, kids do tend to like me always. I don't know why, but kids, I'm good with kids, they say. But that doesn't mean I like them. But my nephews and nieces were always big fans when they were little.
It's probably because I'm vibes.
Well, yeah, it's probably because I'm a big guy, so you can probably annoy me.
Big lovable guy. Andrew Roman wrote in and said, "I see Dustin. I stroked that chicken."
Oh, goodness.
Look at that, dude. Yeah, he's back. Everyone's excited.
Oh, that's it. That's the whole write-in.
That's it.
Hell yeah, dude. Nice.
That's it. It's great writing. All right, Dustin, you've been gaming hard. Looking at my notes. Wow, I spelled that. Yakuza, I wrote. There we go. Yakuza. Yakuza is pretty cool, though. But yeah, you've been playing the Yakuza Kiwami games 1 and 2, right?
1 and 2. Okay. I have finished 1, and I'm pretty close to being done with 2.
So yeah, this is your first time playing the series, or really getting into it.
Yes.
What's the deal? Are you in now?
I am in. Okay. So my experience with Yakuza before actually getting into it was I played a decent, I don't want to say a decent amount of Zero, but I played probably 4 or 5 hours of Zero around when it came out that first year. I fell off of it because of something else, but I liked it. Mm-hmm. And then I think when Yakuza Like a Dragon came out, I also put a couple hours into it, but it felt wrong.
Right.
Like I was like, I shouldn't be playing this right now. Like this is not right. So when, I knew that I was going to be on paternity leave, and especially early on with the baby, it's like, you're kind of just like sitting there and he's sleeping, and if you attend to him when he needs that, like this is perfect time to do some backlog stuff that I would never have a chance to do otherwise. So Yakuza it is. And I decided, Brad, tell me what you think about this. Anytime someone wants to get into Yakuza, people say, oh, play Yakuza 0. Mm-hmm. That's a great place to start. Play Yakuza 0. And from what I knew about Yakuza, I was like, well, I feel like that's like telling someone to watch Star Wars Episode 1 first because it's the beginning. Or play Metal Gear Solid 3 because it's the beginning of the story. Mm-hmm. And to get into Yakuza Kiwami a little bit, which we will fully, but the main thing is that I was playing it and I was like, oh, okay, I know Majima, and I know he's like the co-star of Zero, right? It's Majima, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I was like, he's like a Joker type character. It's starting in Kiwami and of course in Kiwami 2. And I remember the beginning of Zero where he's like prim and proper, like running a host club. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so this actually makes Zero a lot more interesting to me now because I want to know what made Majima insane. So I decided to go with Kiwami 1 first. And I'm going to do Kiwami 1, 2. And then I'm debating about Kiwami 3 because I know a lot of people say it's really bad.
Yeah, I haven't played it, so I don't know, but I've heard mixed things about the game.
Yeah. So I haven't decided because I have access to the original Yakuza 3 remastered, which got delisted. It's on my Steam account, so I have that, but I haven't decided. But anyway, Yakuza Kiwami, I really liked it a lot. The thing I really probably like the most is the story of Kiwami. And now playing Kiwami 2, I like the story in that as well. But Kiwami 1 is the one that I was like, damn, this story is shockingly way more depressing than I thought it would be. You are Kiryu Kazuma, and you are, of course, well, I guess kind of to start off the game, this is not a spoiler, but you're kind of getting out of the Yakuza, but you're pulled back in search. Well, I'm trying to think. It's the very beginning of the game. I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but basically, like, something happens that you end up in jail that you weren't supposed to be in jail for, that Kiryu was not supposed to go to jail for. So when he's starting the game, you're starting after being in jail for 10 years. And you're out and you're kind of like picking up the pieces of what happened during that 10 years, figuring out what happened with your best friend, figuring out what happened with your love interest, figuring out what happened with the Yakuza family that you were a part of. So yeah, I was surprised because the thing about Yakuza, and I think especially in the later games that probably people have seen more of, is that they are really, really silly games, like insanely silly, but also very like melodramatic serious. Yakuza Kiwami felt like it's more so on the serious side, while there is still silly stuff in it. But I was I think in Kiwami in particular, I didn't like the side content as much, like the side stories. It's shocking. I knew this was the case, but in playing these two games, I'm just shocked by the amount of side quest stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There is so much side quest that, because in the first Kiwami I was playing and I was doing some of the side stuff, I'm like, this is cool, but I could tell that they weren't ready to go like balls to the wall crazy with some of the side stuff. So I eventually just stopped doing them. Kiwami 2, though, I was doing all of the side missions, which is why I started to get a little burnout on it. But I'm kind of just sticking to the main story now. But I am really think that one of the other driving things, I guess this relates to the story too, is just that the main character, Kiryu Kazuma. I was thinking, Brett, he is him.
Yeah,
like he is the guy. It's kind of a weird. People are gonna hate me for this, but when I was talking about Yakuza to Holly, I was like, there's kind of a One Piece element to it, where in One Piece they're pirates, the Straw Hat crew. They're pirates, but they don't act like pirates. They don't kill random people. They don't steal from innocent people. They're like good-natured pirates, so they're not really piratey. Kiryu is Yakuza, but he is not really bad. Like, he takes care of people in need. He tries to treat people right. Not that he's never done anything wrong, but he's always trying to help people. He's got his own demons to deal with. And for a character that is so kind of monotone and stoic, I was surprised by the amount of depth that he had. Yeah. So, cool. Yeah, Kiwami 1 was absolutely incredible. I really, really liked it, to the point where I messaged you, Brad, and I was like, oh, I'm going to play Twilight Princess in between. I played Twilight Princess for about 30 minutes, which the intro of that game is ass. I don't care what anyone says. I was like, I knew it. I was like, I'm going to have to get through it. And the entire time I'm like, I kind of want to play Kiwami 2. Like, I kind of want to just get right into it. I was like, no one's telling me what to do. I'm just going to go into play Kiwami 2. And so I did. And Kiwami 2, from a gameplay perspective, I felt like was a huge step up. It's a lot newer of a remake, and I think it's running on the newer Dragon engine. So everything felt a lot better in terms of the combat. The side missions are also like way more silly and wacky in Kiwami 2, which is, I got bogged down doing so many of the side quests. There's kind of two main side quest games that are like above the other ones. One of them is where you're like doing a tower defense game with Majima's construction company.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I didn't really care about that one. There's a another one, though, where Kiryu finds himself in charge of a host club. And it is a full host club management minigame. I have probably spent a third of my time playing Yakuza Kiwami 2 managing the host club. Like, I need to go all the way up the leagues. There's like a competition system. There's an evil host club owner that you're trying to take down. You got to manage all the different girls that work for you. Make sure you pair them up with the right guys. It's pretty in depth. I really have been enjoying that part of it as well. But it's kind of, I wonder if when they were making Yakuza 1, if they really thought that there would be a million sequels, because I don't want to say they end things so definitively in the first one, but they kind of wrap up the whole story pretty cleanly. Mm-hmm. So in Yakuza 2, Kiwami 2, they kind of have to expand outward, where instead of just dealing with the Yakuza families in Tokyo, you're now expanding to Osaka and like the rival clan. And that's kind of an interesting viewpoint too, to see like, okay, well, this is how another Yakuza family, you're getting Korean mafia involved as well. And so it's definitely spiraling in a different direction. And it's really making me curious. I'm like, man, there are 6 of these Kazuma Kiryu led games. Like, how many different directions can they take this over these 6 games? But I'm very curious about it. Mm-hmm. Trying to think if there's anything else about Yakuza in particular. Like I said, I'm not done with Kiwami 2 yet. I got a little bit burnt out. I'm on chapter either, I think, 12 of 15 for Kiwami 2, and that was right around the time that Halo came out and Splatoon. So I started to get a little sidetracked because I was starting to get a little burnout on the Yakuza games. But yeah, people listening to this probably know a lot about these games, whether you played them or not. They're like beat 'em up games where they're kind of like Streets of Rage-esque, where you'll be walking around. There's some guys that will try to fight you. Like, it'll be like Yakuza guys. And then you can pick up different things in the environment to fight with. So you could pick up like a traffic cone or a sign or a bike. And then there's these special moves that you can do depending on like where you're positioned. So like if you're next to a wall, you can press the triangle or Y and like bash someone's head in the wall.
Heat actions.
The heat action, yeah. I like there's like, it's kind of default, but if you pick up a large item like a sign, it's just you're going to do a body slam with the sign every time. And it's always sick
or the bike.
Every time.
You can do like a bicep with a bike, yeah.
There's some different weapons too, which I find really funny that you can pick up. Like there's like katanas and knives, which like Kiryu's thing is that he does not kill people. But like when you use the heat action with a knife, you just straight up stab someone in the stomach.
Yeah, like 5 times.
He's fine. It's just a flesh wound. It's no big deal. So I think Kiwami 1 has like multiple fighting styles and Kiwami 2 doesn't, which I thought was kind of weird, but I actually prefer just having the one fighting style. The first one, it's like you have like a more slow pace, like big heavy swings. You have one that's like way quicker, like a balanced one. And I just prefer, I think, just the straight up and having like more moves within it. There's you can do things like if you hold the punch button, he'll like start to glow blue and then you do like a super hard punch. If you hold the kick button, he'll do like a drop kick on people. And in Kiwami 2, if you do a certain like a punch kick, it'll knock people over and then you can pick them up and swing them around to hit the other guys around him. And it just it's tonally awesome. Like very, very Japanese, very silly, very anime-esque. And then of course there's all like the mini game stuff, which I talked about the host club, but like there you can go sing karaoke, you can do mini golf, you can do darts. There's one mini game, Brad and Lock, you're gonna love this, that I was like, oh, what's this? And I was playing it and Holly was asleep on the couch next to me. It was like early in the morning. And there's a mini game where you get to take pictures of girls and you have to talk to them and try to like get the best poses, which is already creepy, but it's actually real videos of women. Like, this isn't a video game woman. They like paid, I don't know, some Japanese actresses to do this bit in this game. I'm like, okay, this is running the host club is fine. Like, it's silly and fun and weird, but like, I don't know about seeing a real Japanese woman on the screen that you have to like strategically talk dirty with to get different poses out of. I'm like, I think I'm good there. Yeah. But so as far as my future of playing Yakuza, I'm going to finish Kiwami 2 probably in the next week or two. And then I am going to take a break because I will not finish the next game if I start it.
Yeah.
I have to decide if I want to do, I have 3 options: regular Yakuza 3 remastered, Kiwami 3, or do I go back to 0? At some point I can route back to 0.
Yeah.
I'm a little hesitant about playing 0 because I know it's going to be so good. So many people say it's the best game in the whole IP. And so it's like, I wouldn't want to start with the best game and then like, oh, everything else is not quite as good, you know?
Right.
So I'll have to decide later on.
Just go in a release order, I guess. I don't remember when 0 came out, but I'm pretty sure it's after 3.
I think it's after 5.
Okay.
And before 6.
Okay. There you go.
So maybe that's the option.
What do you think of Kamurocho? You know, someone who's been to Japan several times.
Yeah. It is it's highly accurate. It's actually more accurate than I thought. I was watching a video that someone did on YouTube comparing like real life real life Shinjuku versus Kamurocho, and the actual like layout of the streets is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. So obviously it paints a very different picture of what that area of Japan is actually like. People say that Shinjuku's like it's the red light district. It's kind of dirtier. That's where like people feel like there's more crime. In actually being there, it is probably the dirtiest part of Tokyo, but it's still much cleaner than any city I've been into in the US.
Yeah.
There's tourists everywhere. So it's not quite accurate, which it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. It's like, this is where the crime area of town is. But I was going around and be like, oh yeah, this is the hotel we stayed at. This is where there's like an arcade that I went to in Shinjuku, but it wasn't built yet. That I'm like, oh, it's across this courtyard here. So that was really cool. The crazy moment, Brad, is in Kiwami 2, it has Dotonbori in Osaka, which is like the main touristy area that has like the 2 bridges with the Glico Man and stuff. And I went into one of the restaurants and I was like, holy shit, I'm pretty sure I've eaten at this restaurant. And it is actually modeled the same way, where it's like bar on the left side, small hallway, stairs to the right. I was like, I'm pretty sure we ate there. And so I showed Holly and she's like, oh yeah, that's exactly where we were. And it's in the exact same spot. So while the games aren't exactly 1-to-1, they are when they are, it is really, really cool. Yeah. Also Don Quixote in both of the games, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I would say, even if it's not like it paints a much grittier picture of those parts of Japan, it's still, if someone is interested in seeing like what a little taste of some of what it feels like to be in Japan, it is probably the closest thing to it. As far as like walking around, what do those streets feel like? Yeah,
totally. Yeah, man. Great series. I love the bar that they go to. I forgot what it was called. Like Serene, I want to say.
Yeah.
I fucking love that bar. Dude, so much of the games are just like Kiryu drinking at a bar, like whiskey and all that shit. So funny. But I'm always like, damn, that looks good. Shout out. Nothing makes me want to drink more than playing a Yakuza game. I'll say that.
Drinking and smoking in Japan, honestly, like, I don't know if there's anything better.
Dude, I believe it.
Than that.
Probably hits real good. All right. Lockmore, what's your favorite Yakuza game?
Well, you can mock me and you can laugh, but I have played 0, Brad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you like
when
it?
It came out. No. No, that's not true. I bought it in when it came out, when it released. One of my friends told me, you have to play this. This is the perfect time to jump in. So I did. I think it was 2018 or something.
Yeah,
2017,
sounds right.
2018, right?
Yeah.
And I remember buying it, and of course, Japanese, so very loud, very screaming. But I only played it for like 10, 15 hours, and there was all I remember is there was a parking lot, and a guy got murdered on the parking lot, but you were responsible for the parking lot. And it struck me as so weird, such a weird story. And then you had this whole clan, of course, Dojima clan, if I remember.
Tojo clan?
The Toja clan.
Tojo.
Sure.
Well, it's the Dojima family.
That's it. That's it.
Tojo clan, yeah.
So I played it for like, I want to say between 10 and 15 hours until you beat like the first boss, the first big boss. I was like, okay, this is cool, I guess, but not really for me.
Yeah.
But then a couple of years ago, somebody told me that I should try Judgment. And I bought that and I played a couple of hours of that. And I like that way more because that is like English dubs.
Which there was dub for, then.
Yeah. And then I also played a little bit of like a Dragon for like 10, 15 hours, which I also really liked. So I think the first time when I played Zero, I was in a bad headspace. 2018, not really a good point in my life. So I really want to try it again, especially hearing Dustin talk about it. Dustin messaged me at some point a couple of weeks ago, and he told me that one was on, or something was on sale, so I bought it.
Kiwami.
Yes,
Kiwami one,
yes.
Yeah.
So I bought it. So this is one of those series. I think I've talked about it before. This is one of those series that if I ever break my legs or can't work or get like, I don't know.
You should have a baby.
Yeah.
That gave me the opportunity.
There you go. Yeah. Maybe that. Yeah. Maybe that's a good reason to finally
figure it out.
Yeah. But then this is one of those games that I really want to play, especially now that I'm going back to all these older games like Zelda or Metal Gear or other games. This seems like one of those series that I've missed and I need to go back to. So you make me very interested, Dustin. It sounds very cool.
I think part of the reason why I messaged you, particularly in the first game, is that Yakuza is not like Sopranos. I want to be clear about that.
Sure.
But it gave me the same sense of feeling where it's like, okay, you're dealing with the different clan or the different families within the clan, or the like the mafia, and like how the dynamics, the different betrayals that happen. Like at one point I was like, I was trying to find online if there was a chart of like the ranking system within the Tojo clan of the different families, so I could figure out, because it does get confusing, particularly if you're not a native Japanese speaker, not like I am not a native Japanese speaker, getting all of the names straight and trying to like be like, okay, so this guy is in charge of this guy and this guy killed this guy or whatever. And yeah, it sucks because I touched on this earlier, but the main thing that I really love about Kiwami is particularly the story at the end. Is really, really good and really, really touching. And like I said, really dark in a lot of ways and went places that I did not expect. So, but I just can't talk about it. Yeah. I want people to experience it.
I think maybe I'm wrong, but like the first 4 and then 0, 2 don't have like English dubs, or none of them do, or one of them does, I think, or what's the deal with that?
I remember the original games had English dubs only, but then I think the Kiwami games didn't have anything. 0, I don't think had in English. 4 and 5, I don't know about. I don't think so, but 6, I'm pretty sure did.
Yeah, because it was that young Ye guy.
Oh yeah, but so then but people
then
don't
modern
like
ones do. They have English. Yeah.
Because my only problem is the same problem I have with every Japanese media. It's always the yelling. It's like, so Jesus
there's
Christ,
a lot of that.
Calm down. Like, just let me play. Maybe I'll mute, I guess. But
I don't know. Just think of it like cool. German. German always sounds like they're yelling. Same thing.
But I can understand you. No, but I'm kidding. But you know what I mean. It's like very very loud, very harsh. But it looks really cool. It looks like I like the combat too. So hopefully one day.
Yep. C wrote in, said, Dustin, my boy, talk to me about Yakuza. I tried getting into it, started Yakuza 0 and got to chapter 3, and I was so fucking bored. Okay, there was story there, but every mission felt like, go here, beat up these guys, choose dialogue option, rinse and repeat. Just couldn't do it. Am I missing something?
I feel like if you played that and you were not into it, then you're not. That's kind of is the series. And that's partially why I'm kind of burnt out. And I'm just going to like, muscle through the last bit of the second one. I shouldn't have played them back to back, but I did. Because it is, it's like go here, watch a cutscene, fight some guys, go here, watch a cutscene, fight some guys. And I think it was really smart in their design. That's why there's so many other random things included in the game to kind of change it up if you want to go play some crane games. And sometimes those side things are integrated into the side content. So while you don't have to do it, it is ideal for your enjoyment of the game to do some of the side content. Some of the side content, dude, is so great. Like there's this whole, I think it was in Kiwami too, where it's like he gets conned into like some internet service with like this modem, and he tries to return it, but he's like, you signed up for this thing, you have to beat up all these like internet service provider guys that are trying to scam you. There's a and that's like tip of the iceberg for some of the weird shit in these games. And that's the thing that you gotta balance out this very serious melodramatic stuff with the silly stuff. But again, the game is like brawler combat. That's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be beating guys up the whole time.
Yeah. How long is it? How long is the first game?
I don't remember. Let me see.
I wish I could tell you how long I played it for, but I've learned now, having a kid, that I leave a game on pause for potentially hours at a time.
Sure, yeah. That makes sense, yeah. But are we talking like 50 hours or 20 hours or 100 hours?
Let's see. I'm looking at how long to beat. Main story is 18 hours.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad. Okay.
Main plus side, 33 hours. Completion is 84. Because I think you have to do 2 playthroughs, if I remember correctly.
Okay, that's cool. That's doable.
It's doable, yeah. Some of the other Yakuza games I remember are pretty long. But, yeah. Especially like the newer ones I remember are pretty long. The RPG ones. All right. Nicholas Renaud wrote and said, hey, summon boys. I'm so glad you're doing Yakuza. This is an amazing series. Where do you think they'll possibly go? I, for one, love the JRPG with like a dragon, but I also love the arcade style of the originals. What are your thoughts? All right. So, Dusty, you're just dipping your toes in with Yakuza. I've played all of them, except I never finished the Pyre one. That's where I really got burnt out. Where they're gonna go, I have no idea now. They've turned it into a turn-based RPG. They've gone to Hawaii, so we've gotten away from at least Japan. We're gonna go to LA for the next one. It's my guess,
dude. It's in learning about some of the later parts of the series, just lightly, because I don't want to spoil anything. Isn't there like the one game, The Man Who Erased His Name? Isn't that like spy stuff?
Kind of, like, yeah.
It sounds like a little too...
I mean, you're still like beating the shit out of people.
Right. So where will they go next? I don't know about Yakuza. I mean, I guess Stranger Than Heaven is... Didn't they confirm that it is technically
I have no idea. I assume it is, though, but I'm not sure. It could be like a big prequel.
I am definitely going to play Stranger Than Heaven when it comes out. Even though this has been talked about endlessly, but the Tupac stuff is weird, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Like, I just think it's weird, but whatever. But I'm excited to be able to play a game from this studio when it comes out. And overall, I think that game looks awesome, but I would imagine they're going to they'll make a third RPG style Like a Dragon game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, at least one more is my guess. Well, we'll see. All right. That is Kiwami 1 and 2. Lockmort. Tyranny.
Yes. Well, Tyranny, have you guys ever heard about this game, first of all?
No. Not off the top of my head. Let me double check.
Because that's the problem with this game. It's like not very well known. It's made by Obsidian Entertainment. Of course, you know who Obsidian is. These days, Avowed, The Outer Worlds too. But back in the day, when I was a little kid, they were my heroes. They were legends. They all worked for Black Isle. Black Isle is a production company that made Baldur's Gate 2. The people from Obsidian didn't work on Baldur's Gate 2, but For instance, Chris Avallone, very well-known writer, or the CEO, Fergus Urquhart, they made Fallout 2. They made Planescape Torment. They made Icewind Dale. Very famous, very big CRPGs, all big hits. But sadly, not big enough, because in 2003, Black Owl went under. And they immediately left the company. Well, they got fired, of course, but they immediately started Obsidian in 2003. And then, of course, they got started with KOTOR 2. Everybody knows KOTOR 2. They made Neverwinter Nights 2, which just got a remaster last year. But in 2007, they started developing their own game. Because KOTOR 2, of course, is a sequel to a game by BioWare. Neverwinter Nights 2, same thing, sequel to a game by BioWare. But in 2007, they started developing their own game called Fury. And Fury was supposed to be a game that took place in like a mystical land that was completely ravaged by a magical apocalypse. And they worked on this for years and years and years. The inspiration for that awesome first Avowed trailer was something like that, something like Fury, like a completely broken down country. So they kept working on this Fury game since 2007. Meanwhile, of course, they released Alpha Protocol in 2010. Of course, they released Fallout New Vegas also in 2010. But they kept working on Fury. And eventually, Fury changed names and became Stormlands. That was the new name of the game. And it was still set in a mystical land where that was completely ravaged by an apocalypse. But this time around, the premise of the game was that there was a war between good and evil had won. That was the whole premise of the game. And they sold this game to Xbox, and it was supposed to be an Xbox One launch title in 2012. Stormlands was supposed to. But we all know what happened with Xbox One. They had a disastrous reveal. Not enough people were interested, so the game got canceled, and Obsidian basically died. They had to fire all their employees. They only had a handful left. Fury or Stormlands was basically done. It was all kaput. They were gone. But that's when they started the Kickstarter. And the Kickstarter was for Pillars of Eternity, the 2012 CRPG. And they got so much money from that Kickstarter. They got $4 million, while they only asked for like $200K. They got so much money that they were able to make Pillars of Eternity. But alongside Pillars of Eternity, they also had so much money left that they also could finally work on Fury. And they renamed it Tyranny and released it in 2016. And nobody has heard or played this game, sadly, because it is awesome. Tyranny takes place on Tyranus. That's the world's name. And the story is it sounds very complicated, but it is very simple. And it's a very cool premise. It takes place on Tyranus. It takes place in the Bronze Age. They just transitioned from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age. So it's still medieval. There's still magic and stuff, but it's very old school. And there's this overlord named Kairos, and he basically conquered the entire planet. But there's this tiny little spot on the continent, a small area of resistance, and that is called the region of the Tears. And the reason that they can't conquer that little area is because Kairos, the magical overlord, has two armies that work for him. Two archons, they are called. And one of them is called the Disfavored, and the other one is called the Scarlet Chorus. And the Disfavored are basically Marines, like very cool soldiers, very hardcore. They do what they're told. They kill everyone. They just march ahead. Soldiers, basically, right? But the Scarlet Chorus are like a chaotic band of criminals. Basically, they run over a village. They kill everyone, and the ones they don't kill, or the ones who survive, they just take them into their army. So you have one army of militants, and you have one army of like chaotic warriors who just do whatever they please. And Kairos, because these two armies are bickering with each other instead of taking that small little piece of land that's left, sends you there, the Fatebinder, and you're basically there to tell them, get shit done or I'm going to kill you all. That's your job. You have an edict from Kairos. An edict is basically a magical spell, and you give them 26 days. And if they don't conquer the little piece of land in 26 days, you're gonna proclaim the edict, and everyone will die in that small area, including the both armies. So your job is basically to get them to get along and to get them to destroy or take that little area. It's a top-down isometric RPG, just like Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate 3. Of course, not a lot of production value here, but that's the type of game it is. Combat is real time with pause, so you pause the game. It's not like Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 was fully turn based. Mm-hmm. Here it is. You give orders, you pause, you would give new orders, you unpause, they do it, you pause again. Basically like Dragon Age Origins worked, or KOTOR. KOTOR worked the same way. The RPG system is the same as it always been. You get XP for kills, you get XP for story elements, of course. You level up, you get new skills, you get new perks, you level up your stats, your might, vitality, your wits. You can use magic, archers, swords, whatever. All the classical stuff is here. But it's not just for you, it's also for your party, which is typical to CRPGs, of course. And in this game, in Tyranny, you can have up to 4 people in your party, 4 companions. And the companions in Tyranny are just as fucked up as the story itself, because all the people you meet here are either criminals or soldiers or insane people. For instance, there's this one guy you meet who was in a different war before, and lightning struck, and his armor is just ingrained into his skin, and he can't get out of the armor anymore. There's this woman you meet too. She's just a completely chaotic warrior. She might try to kill you. She might not try to kill you. All the companions are very interesting. It's very unique because they're all evil. Or, well, you played an evil world, so that's why they're all evil. Of course, there's a lot of equipment, a lot of loot, typical RPG stuff, right? There's nothing new here. But what makes Tyranny so special, apart from the evil standpoint, of course, are the choices and the consequences. This is a perfect example of why I personally love CRPGs, because the choices are not just binary A or B, like hit the reporter or not hit the reporter, or kill this person or not kill this person. You have multiple options with multiple outcomes, and after a couple of hours, there's this spider web of decisions that you made, and something that you did in hour 1 will come back in hour 20, and it all culminates into one gigantic finale. I can't say much more about the story because it changes so much, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it is one of the most interesting stories I've played in recent memory. Or maybe not one of the most interesting, one of the most unique ones is a better way to frame it. It even starts before the game starts. Before the game starts to shape your personality, you're not just a blank slate. You're like Kairos' most important lieutenant. So before the game even starts, you get a couple of options like Kairos captured this city, you were there, how did you do it? Did you kill everyone? Did you give them to this army? Did you give them to that army? It basically gives you a couple of dilemmas to build your character up. Are you a more pragmatic leader? Are you a tyrant? Are you going to be completely physical, intimidate people? Are you going to lie to people? Are you going to intimidate them that way? So it's you can really shape your character the way you want. There's lots of lore. There's lots of reading in the beginning, and it takes a long time to get to the gameplay. But if you push through and if you get there, you'll have a great time. It's not super long. It took me 40 hours for a CRPG. That's very conservative. That's not too long. But the problem with this game is that the story is so cool, the setting is so cool, the combat is okay, the characters are cool, but it's missing something. It's missing like this little push that it needs to get into the mainstream, like Baldur's Gate did or some other games did. It's a really great game. I would give it like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. It's a really, really special, unique setting, but it's missing that one level of production value. It's almost like a AA game.
Yeah.
And also the ending, I'm not going to spoil it, of course, but it doesn't really have an ending. They were clearly hinting at like a sequel at some point, which didn't happen and will probably not happen with the way things are going over there. So if you're in for a CRPG you've never heard of this one, it's an easy recommend. Just don't expect Baldur's Gate 3, but it's a very nice, very interesting, and very unique game. I love it when games take risks, and this game definitely takes risks a bunch of times. Even with its setting alone is really cool.
So it's kind of like the setting, the main thing that separates it from other CRPGs?
Yes, definitely. Have you guys, have you heard or have you played Pillars of Eternity?
I know what it is. I've never played it, though.
Yeah, same.
It's basically Pillars of Eternity, but to me, better. Pillars of Eternity took itself very seriously, was very traditional story. And this one just takes more risks. I can't think of many other games except for Overlord, maybe, where you play the bad guy. But you play the bad guy in such a way here that it's not cartoonish, or you're not mustache twirling evil. Like you know what you did is wrong, but you're the boss. It's
right.
you're here to get shit done, which is a unique premise that we don't see a lot anymore these days. I really can't think of any other game where you're on the bad side, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, the setting was definitely the selling point here. Yeah.
Okay. Cool, man. I'm curious how much this game is now, because it is several years old. I'm trying to look it up.
How much it is?
Opening. How much it is? Yeah,
$30.
$30. Okay.
Yeah, on Steam 30. You can get it elsewhere for $5, $6, I presume.
Oh shit. Okay.
Now, Lock, I'm looking at the Steam page also. The thing that I think intrigues me the most about this, and you touched on this, is that they say it puts the story on its head and allows players to explore a new take on good and evil. This part, the player is not a random villager who rises to power, but an instrumental officer with considerable resources and authority.
Yep.
Use that power to enforce the new status quo or to make change from within, from the inside. That's pretty interesting because it is like very standard. That's like you start basically any kind of RPG and it's like you're a fucking bum.
Yeah.
You know, you've got nothing. And that is part of the satisfying aspect of these games. You know, any kind of RPG is that you start from nothing till eventually you're fighting God himself at the end of most RPGs. So this dynamic where you're starting as a person of considerable stature right from the beginning, do you feel like that kind of makes the game? You said the intro is kind of long, but do you feel like it kind of makes you feel empowered from the start?
Absolutely, yeah. From straight from the get-go, you're making choices that no other game would present you at the start. Like you're literally making literal earth-shattering choices. Like, do you blow up this city or not? Do you kill this king or not? So you're basically, I wouldn't say you're a god, but you're like a military leader. You're not your chosen one. You're not immortal. You don't have special powers or anything, but you are like there to kick ass. Let's put it that way. Which is. I like that a lot. I'm trying to think of games which also did that, and I can't think of any.
Where you're the bad guy?
Where you're the bad guy, essentially, yeah. It's weird that games don't take that choice. Movies sometimes do, but
people don't like playing as bad guys usually.
No?
Yeah. It's kind of, I like the idea of a game just being like, you're a bad guy in this game. So... because in a lot of games, you have the choice to be good or bad. And playing bad is fun, usually as a second playthrough. Because a lot of times, like Mass Effect, I never felt like it made sense for Shepard to be an asshole. Like, there are times where it's like, okay, I'm going to have Commander Shepard punch this guy in the face. And it may have been evil, but it felt like the right thing to do in the moment. But, like, for him to be a dick to everybody, that never felt like it was the canon choice.
Yeah.
And so for a game to just be like, listen, you're the officer to Satan himself, or like a really bad guy.
Basically.
So you don't need to feel bad about being bad. Is that accurate? I think that's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing is, there is no good or evil or bad in this world. Like, everything has gone to shit, basically. So you get bad choices, like kill this person, kill that person, or make this person survive and kill his wife to teach him a lesson, something like that. All the options are evil or bad, but in this world they're not, if you know what I mean. Like, they kind of make sense. It's wartime. You're there to get shit done. You're giving this huge responsibility, because if you don't get it done, or if you don't make them get it done in 26 days, everyone dies. Like, both armies dies, everyone in the valley dies. So you're basically giving this impossible task to get it done in a certain time frame. And if you don't, well, then it's game over. So it kind of makes sense that you're in a hurry and that you're a bastard, of course. What in Mass Effect... in Mass Effect, it kind of does that in the third game to me, because in the third game, I was playing more Renegade there, because you're you're on a timeline there too. The Reapers are coming, and you need to get shit done, and you can't really deal with all the small time problems. But there aren't really any small time problems in this game. It's all big picture, which is really cool. That's also probably why it's much shorter than most CRPGs. Because you don't have to tell this from rags to riches story. You're already there. You're already in the end game, basically, which is really cool. You can think of it. You have both played Fallout New Vegas, I think, right?
No. Yeah.
Well, in Fallout New Vegas, or you've seen the show maybe. In Fallout New Vegas, there's this faction called Caesar's Legion, and you're basically a part of the Legion. That's basically what it is here. So you're working for Caesar. You're doing stuff. It's made by the same people who made New Vegas, and that is very apparent here. You have a couple of different factions. You can pick and choose where, how, who, what, why. Very cool. I don't know why this never got bigger than it is. Because it's funny because I was looking at my Steam list. I was looking for something to play. Like I wanted to play like something. I just got out of God of War. I was looking for something smaller to play, like something top down or easier. And I saw this and I couldn't even remember what it was. I bought it back in 2016 or 2018 when it came out. I was like, what is this again? Mm-hmm. And I looked at it like, oh yeah. But like not all that many Steam reviews. Whenever people mention Obsidian, they almost never mention Tyranny. So it's kind of a weird one. I don't know why that is.
Let me read this. Daniel Rosswood said, hello, horn blowers. Glad to see Lock checking out Tyranny, the bucktooth ginger kid of the Obsidian games. How you finding it? It was rated favorably by critics, but I remember it not really garnering much attention at release. Yeah. Kind of seems to be the case.
Yeah, it got great reviews, and I think it just released in that weird window where Pillars of Eternity came out a year before this, and that was like the big revelation for Obsidian. Even though personally I'm not a big fan of Pillars of Eternity, but that it seems like that got all the attention, and then they also made this one, and everyone was like, yeah, Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
Even though this one is way better in my opinion.
Way better. Okay. Better than Pillars 2 as well.
I love Pillars 2 because it's pirates,
okay.
And it's a very special setting. But it's also Divinity Original Sin 1 came out around the same time, and then Divinity Original Sin 2, which elevated the genre. And then now we're in Baldur's Gate 3 territory or Rogue Trader. So it's old. It's definitely an old school game compared to those games, and it doesn't have the production value, and it doesn't have the marketing at all behind it. That's another thing. Pillars of Eternity got big because of the Kickstarter, of course. This got virtually no marketing because they had no money. They had to. I think it's published by Paradox Interactive, who don't really. Well, they do marketing, but not all that much. It's mostly it's no console release. I think it's just on PC too, only on Steam and GOG. So it's small time. But if you are on PC, if you like CRPGs, definitely check it out because I think it's like one of those hidden little gems. It's not perfect. Again, it's no 10 out of 10 or no 9 out of 10, but you'll have a great 40 hours.
If you're looking for more CRPGs, I guess. If you've played the heavy hitters, probably not a bad one.
Yes. Okay. And it's also like a perfect palate cleanser. If you're like looking for something that's completely different than most things you're playing right now, probably this is a perfect one.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. All right. Let's move on to what I've been playing, which is Beast of Reincarnation. Oh. So I've played a lot of the game. I think I'm at seemingly the final boss where I'm at now. This is a pretty long game too, as well. Longer than I expected. I thought it was going to end at points, and it just kept going. I was like, all right, didn't expect that. But this is from Game Freak, the developer behind the Pokemon games. So very different from what they usually do. They do some spinoffs here and there. They did that game back in the day, Timbo. I believe it's called the Badass Elephant.
Oh, yeah.
So they do things here and there that are a little different. But Beast of Reincarnation, not Blade, is a third-person action kind of Souls-like thing. It's very much inspired by Nier and Stellar Blade when I was playing this game, 100%. But I don't think it is as good as either of those games, unfortunately. I will just say, I think right off the bat, the game is good, but it's hard for me to recommend this to people unless they're like super into games like this. Like someone like Dustin, I could be like, yeah, Dustin, you should check it out. Maybe you'll find some good enjoyment out of it. And I think the core gameplay itself is pretty good. So basically, sword game, you're dodging, you're parrying, all that kind of stuff you're used to. The big thing with this game is you are this character named Emma. She has these powers that are kind of like think of like wood powers, I guess. You can use like wood and stuff like that in nature to use in combat. Like if you hold R2 or whatever during combat, you could shoot out like a little branch and it can hit a guy, and you could like Sekiro grappling hook to it to slice a guy, which is pretty cool. Later on, of course, you unlock new moves to make combat more in depth. It's not as in depth as I kind of wanted it to be. There's like different move sets, all that kind of stuff, but there's like, I wish it was a little more in depth. There's like no heavy attack or anything like that. I wish they went with just a little more. The dodge definitely doesn't feel as good as games like Stellar Blade. You can do like side steps, but you're pretty much parrying most of the game. Enemies have some moves, the classic, red attack. You can't block this kind of thing, so you have to dodge it. You get iframes there, but I feel like if you try to iframes any other attack, doesn't really work that well, so I kind of just stopped doing that. The game is divided up into open zones, basically. And I'm gonna say, man, if you play this game, get ready for a lot of tall grass and trees and like ruined buildings, because most of the games, all the settings have the same kind of like aesthetic, I would say. There's occasional things here and there, but the game, like a lot of the areas look very similar, so get used to that. The story, there's a lot going on. I'm not gonna really spoil a lot of the story, but it's a post-apocalyptic setting. There's these robots called golems going around, and I would say the game starts very slow narratively, where I'm just kind of like, I'm not into any of this. Emma herself is kind of like a robotic character, and it makes sense, I guess, for her character and her arc that she goes through. But man, there's a lot of conversations in this game, and a lot of it, I was just like, this is kind of boring, and I feel like we're repeating a lot of the same ground here and there. There's a character you meet very early in the game called Kagura, and she's this kind of girl with you on your adventure. You travel the game like this cool, like walking mech thing, and it's like your home base throughout the game. Think of Dustin, you remember like the vessel you had in what's it called? Metaphor. You're going around that kind of thing. Just very small, just something kind of like that reminded me of. But she's in this place with you, and she's talking to like, wants to be like, like a family after all this kind of stuff. It's like, I feel like we've had this conversation 100 times kind of thing going on there. So there's that. There's more characters later on. There's not a whole lot to the cast, but I feel like the game takes a long time to start to ramp up to make its story interesting. Where I was just definitely early on in the game, I was like, man, I really don't know about this game. I'm not sure. I think the game gets better as it goes on, but as things start to open up. But early on, I would say it was kind of rough. Where I was just like, oh boy, I don't really know about this game. Some of the movement is kind of fun, actually. Like I was saying, you have these wood powers you can use. Like basically, you have like a crazy double jump with Emma. So if you jump and hold X, she can use like vines to lift her up, which is really fun. And you use that a lot to kind of navigate areas to get treasures. Their level design starts off pretty basic, I would say, and it gets a little more interesting later on. Get ready for some invisible walls, though, where I was trying to reach some areas, but you can't just because there's an invisible wall there, so that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. The level design isn't super appealing, but it's there. Just trying to, like, this is such a game it's a game I like, but it has a lot of rough edges, I would say. And it's interesting because I do like the combat. The boss fights are okay, I would say. There's some that are pretty basic, some that get more interesting later on. But it doesn't like if you're expecting anything, I'm going to say this, anything close to From Software levels, you're not going to get it here. Just be aware of that. It's a much lower tier game in that regards. But I still had fun with that kind of stuff. There's different weapons you can get. They're all katanas. You only use katanas in the game, but there's different properties you can get for them. Like I have one that has like a lightning element on it and does status buildup, which is cool. You can upgrade all that stuff, of course. And throughout the game, you have a companion with you called Ku, which is this like wolf, like this white wolf that's with you. And they also have these kind of powers, and they attack in real time. They are competent as well, which is nice. They do a good amount of damage. We've all played RPGs where you have party members that are pretty ineffective and just feel like they're not really there. Ku actually makes it a impact. and he can contribute in combat, not just automatically, but you can give him commands to do certain abilities. Like one of the first things you get early on is you can have him like shoot fire build up on someone, so it'll build up fire and they'll take more damage from that. But when you also do that, you get healed a little bit from it, so that's cool. And basically you have the parry mechanic and you have a meter you can use. The meter you can unlock later on through a skill tree to get more methods to build it up, and doing your meter is how you do more special attacks. And Ku also kind of has a meter you build up by parrying attacks. So every time you parry attack, he gets one extra like tick of ammunition, I would say, to cast a spell. So that's pretty fun. But I'm not done with the game yet, so I can't say for sure. If there's no multiple outfits or anything like that, I feel like this game, I'm kind of surprised because at your base, you can go there and like you could take off Emma's hat, and that's about it. I haven't found any other outfits, so I was kind of surprised. I felt like this game would have them, but there's none of that. So I'm a little perplexed by that because I think it would have fit in well there. I'm not saying it's got to be like Eve or anything like with her tits hanging out, but I just am like, it would have lended itself well to this game, I think. There's mechanics like you're growing food in your little base to have meals cooked for you, and that's all fine and dandy, but I never feel like I really need to engage with it very much. I feel like there's like a lot of stuff in the game I just didn't really matter too much. Like a bunch of the items you find is just stuff you use to craft for Ku to do in combat, and he can just kind of do his own thing. So didn't feel that impactful for me. There are multiple difficulties as well. So if you're a little nervous about hopping in this game, or if it's a little too easy for you, you can change the difficulty at any time. But I really need to see how the story wraps up for me to like have a final kind of say on everything. Because I do think the gameplay gets better as it goes on. I just think it takes a longer than most people are probably going to be willing to put up with. That's my big thing with the game. Slow intro, I would say. The world design is not super particularly interesting. There's not like a lot of cool side quests. There's not a ton of enemy variety. But despite its rough flaws and edges or whatever, I still kind of enjoyed the game overall. So if you do like action games, you do like kind of like Souls-like-esque games, it might be worth checking out. It is on Game Pass, so that's an option for you there. But right now, I don't know if I'd recommend it for most people, even though I'm enjoying it overall, I would say. But like I said, I got to finish it to see how it all wraps up.
Is it like open world, or is it?
It's like open zones. So basically, you're on a map, you do stuff, you go to a new map. You can go back and get stuff, like there's chests you could find, get materials and all that kind of stuff. And some of the chests have like codes you have to find. So if you miss something, you can come back later and do all that kind of stuff. And I haven't found all the codes and stuff like that, so I don't know if there's stuff later on you unlock or if I just missed some things. I'm not really sure. But yeah.
I have an important question. Well, maybe I have a few questions. Most importantly, though, Brad, is that from seeing the trailers and what you've said, it's clear that the parrying focus is we'll say Sekiro-like, as you said, not From Software level. But does the parry feel more like Sekiro or like Lies of P? In terms of like, this is something that was a big distinction for me between those games, where like Sekiro's parry is almost instant. Like as soon as you tap L1, you can deflect. Whereas Lies of P, you kind of had to like do it slightly in advance to take time for the weapon to like come
I
up.
would say it's more Sekiro, more instantaneous from my understanding. Yeah. And I don't know if it depends on your difficulty. I don't know if parry windows are shorter on a harder difficulty and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like it's pretty generous, but it feels more instantaneous, I would say. Oh, also I should mention you also have like ranged attacks later on. You start with a crossbow, get different bolts for all that kind of stuff. They can have like fire bolts, acid bolts that do more damage to like golem electronic enemies and stuff like that. And you also get a bow later on. So there is a decent amount to the combat, but I just wish it was deeper in some other ways. Like I was very confused because some of the attacks seem to have the same inputs, and I wasn't really sure how you choose between the attacks. So I'm very confused on that still. But overall, it gets better as it goes on. It starts pretty rough, but just keep that in mind if you're into the game. It does get better gameplay wise.
Brad, were you playing on PC?
Yes, I was.
Was the performance?
It seemed fine.
It's not like just like. immediately like kind of stuttery or something. That's what I'm always worried about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall noticing like any major stutters or anything. Like I can deal with some like hiccups here and there, but I never really noticed a point, Dustin, where I was like, ugh, or anything like that. Anything like grossing me out. Visually, the game like looks fine. It's not like a super crazy looking, advanced looking game, but I don't know. It seemed to run all right for me. No crashes, nothing like that. So that was good. No bugs that I could really tell. So that was also good. Oh, there's one annoying thing in the game, I will say. One annoying moment where I found kind of like a little side quest thing. This guy left a note and I needed a key for a door. And they were like, hey, go to this location to find the key. I go there, nothing. And I'm like wasting an hour looking around for all this kind of shit, nothing. Turns out I had to just progress the main story more. Then later on, the key was just there. And I was just like, man, why couldn't you just have the key there earlier? If you're going to give me the quest to let me know about it. So you very much have to do some things, I guess, in sequence is what I'm saying. So that was kind of annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying. This is a game I am very excited to play. I think it unlocks, well, as we're recording, I think it comes out tonight.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned it on Game Pass. I haven't had Game Pass in a very long time, but this feels like the type of game that's worth like, okay, I don't know if I want to invest fully.
Yeah.
Or I guess if I get it on Steam, there's Steam refund.
Yeah, you could check it out for a couple hours on Steam.
Yeah. But I am really intrigued by it, and I'm glad this was a good conversation because I asked you about it before we started recording, and you were like, yeah, no. But I feel like it's good because I can have my expectations set. Because I love the idea. I don't know. I'm a sucker for games that are near inspired, I guess. Even Stellar Blade, which Stellar Blade was awesome. I felt like its near inspirations were like a little too heavy.
Sure, yeah.
At points. But I'm okay with that. Because I guess I desperately want a new near game.
Yeah,
so I'll take scraps.
I think like someone like you, Dustin, this might be a game that might appeal to you. I think it's worse than Stellar Blade and Nier, obviously, but I still think there's some cool things here that I do enjoy about the game. But for like a lot of people, I don't really know. Just feels like Lockport? Hell no. Definitely not a Lockport game.
You mentioned so there's difficulty options.
Yes.
I'm guessing you just played on normal, or did
most
you play
of it?
on,
Yeah,
most of it. Did you bump it up or bump it down?
I bumped it up.
Oh, you bumped it up. I was going to ask because like
I was still dying on normal, but I just wanted to see what it was like on hard as well. Like you can still get fucked up if you're not careful.
Yeah, that's because I was just curious. Like, am I getting into a From Software level difficulty with this game?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I like
pause.
What'd you say?
Can you pause?
I think so. Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah. I was, dude, during my leave, I was thinking about all the people that have said like From Software games are hard. They don't take care of new parents that can't pause their game. That's like an accessibility issue. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, it is true. I would not be able to play a From Software game right now.
Yeah.
Like I need to be able to pause, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's fun.
But
just rest at that bonfire, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit there for a little bit.
If he's crying, sorry. I'm fighting the Lord of Cinder.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I gotta do this right now. Sorry, bud. But yeah, the music definitely Nier, especially as well. When you hear a lot of it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, they were definitely inspired by Nier and Stellar Blade. But yeah, overall okay game in my book right now. Okay, but I can't recommend it for most people unless you like these types of games like Dustin. I would say, yeah, give it a spin, Dustin, see what you think. But just keep in mind it is a slow start. And depending if you resonate with the story, that'll go a long way as well, I think.
Yeah. Dustin Slop.
Yep.
More
girl with katana. Yep.
From like Sekiro style combat, anime leaning near post-apocalyptic. Damn.
Yeah.
It really is a mark for me. So I'll be playing it.
Yeah. Oh, I'll also say there's like some mechanics like stealth attacks and stuff, but it's all kind of, it all just feels like a little too clumsy, I would say. Just a little too clumsy. But there's some armor pieces you can get in the game that have, things where it's like harder for enemies to detect you. So make sure if you equip a piece of armor to read that, because it might not have the best armor, but you might be able to get a couple jumps on enemies. So there you go. All right, boys, it's time for Sort It Out. Dustin, you've been gone. You got some sorted outs for us? Or a sorted out?
Well, I'm sure in the last 3 weeks there's been sorted outs for PlayStation with physical.
No.
I want to flip flip it a little bit. And I tweeted about this a few weeks ago, and it's kind of dying down. So maybe it's a bit of a stale sorted out. Sorted out to everybody and how they talk to each other and how they fight in causes. I was like, the thing about all this physical stuff, without getting into it too much, because I know everyone's sick of hearing about it at this point, but my main observation is that every side of this argument is so fucking annoying at this point. And it's so bad that, like, in one ways I was like, man, I wasn't there to like be a part of all this. And now in hindsight, I'm like, I'm kind of glad I wasn't.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Because it's like the pro physical people, and I am like totally down with like taking down Sony's marketing and tweeting at them and stuff like that. Like, I think that's fun. It's whatever. It's Twitter, whatever. But seeing like the pro physical on pro physical violence, like what happened to Radic a few weeks ago, was fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Like absolute, like, and it's funny because I was like, man, I wonder if they'll come for me, because it's like, I'm obviously pro physical, but
you're more cheeky about it too, I would say.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I have already bought digital games, and like, I don't want this to happen. I tried to show my support with some tweets, and I canceled my PS Plus because I was like, in this moment, this is something that I can do. But it's like, yeah, I'm still gonna buy GTA 6.
Yeah.
Sorry. Is it going to change my buying habits in the future? It's like, will I buy multi-platform games on Steam instead? Probably. Maybe. Like, it is definitely going to change things for me. I'm going to buy a PlayStation 6 to play PlayStation exclusives. Like, so I think in all of this, there's a lot of pocket watching and people like looking around like, oh, it's like the scene in a Civil War. It's like, oh, what kind of physical gamer are you?
Oh yeah.
You know, like holding the gun. Like, how dedicated to this cause are you? And then of course, like it's not just that side. It's the people that are pro digital to the point that it's like, what is it hurting you to like for people to want to have options? You know, and you're being aggressive on the other side. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idealist. I understand. I've been on the internet for a long time to know that this is just how things always are when there's something big like this. But just, I don't know. It's hard to ask everybody to be nicer to each other because it's an impossible thing to ask. But it was disappointing. Particularly the thing with Radic was what really made me like, yeah, fuck all this. Like, and also like, I mean, I don't know. Being outside of it too, and like having a kid, and in that moment, seeing how passionate people were, and then just being in my own world where I'm like, oh, this is the stuff that actually matters. You know, like, it was I don't know, somewhat eye opening. So sort it out, everybody. Try to be nice. I know you won't be, but we'll try.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's admirable. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, the internet's a hilarious place and a very dramatic place.
Yeah.
Well, what bugs me the most about it lately is that there's so many people monetizing on it, and people don't realize that. Like, so many creators are like, yeah, but block PlayStation, we're gonna boycott it that week. Yeah, you're gonna boycott it that week because you'll be at Gamescom, but so you don't plug in your PlayStation. But 2 weeks later, you're there for Wolverine, or at the start of September, you're there for the other game. So I have so much respect for people who are saying, like Dustin just said, who are like calmly saying, okay, I'm unplugging my PS6. I'm never playing PlayStation. I'm not gonna buy the PS6. I have an immense respect for those people. Or for people like Dustin who said, I'll do what I can, but I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm the same as you. Like I also canceled my PlayStation Plus But I'm not going to go crazy. It's not like I'm going to play no longer play on my PlayStation anymore. But then you've got the people who are like riling everybody up, and then it's always the same. It's always these tweets like, "Oh, this day we're gonna do this," and then the next day it's like, "Oh, by the way, here's my Patreon." It's like,
Yeah.
fuck off. And then it's people are monetized. It's like far left or far right grifters. It's the same tactic. Make everybody really angry. You're the only one on their side. You're the one with the solutions, and they all flock to you, and basically you're doing nothing. So. But I agree. I fully agree, Dustin. Everybody should be nicer to each other. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be nice. Yeah. I also canceled PS Plus, but I only canceled it because I was like, I don't even play online on my PlayStation.
Yeah. I realize I never play online with my PlayStation. If I don't already own the PS Plus games on the basic tier, then I don't care about them. So I'm missing out on cloud saves.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I'm like, that's annoying.
Is that worth, what is it now, like $60 or $70 a year?
Yeah, it's not
for
worth
cloud
it
saves.
for me.
I'm good.
Yeah, not enough.
Did you also, when you canceled it, did you also get like a bunch of things to keep you? Like they gave me like, oh, here, you can have a year for free, or you can get a year of this or a year of that. No, nothing.
I don't think I got anything like that. Maybe in my email.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I have my PSN set up on a completely new secret email. After all the hacking stuff, I was trying to like defend myself, but so I haven't looked at it in a while.
Okay, very nice. Lockwood, anything for you this week?
Sort it out, right? Yes, EA and BioWare. I don't know if you saw this, but they were talking about Dragon Age remasters.
I did see this, yes,
over the past week, and of course, a Dragon Age trilogy remaster would be amazing, like Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition. That would be fantastic. I think that would sell well. Maybe not as well as Mass Effect, but it would still sell well. But the problem is, Dragon Age 1 and 2 were made on the Aurora engine. That's the same engine that they used for KOTOR or for The Witcher 1. And the reason that they can't make a remaster of Dragon Age 1 and 2 is because nobody at BioWare or EA knows how to, which is the dumbest reason ever. But nobody who works there now knows how the Aurora engine works, or how to optimize it, or how to transfer it to a new engine, or how to remaster it, basically. So the only reason we're not getting a remaster of these games is because people don't know how to, which is insane, to me. I remember years ago, they made a Icewind Dale remaster, and then they couldn't make an Icewind Dale 2 remaster because they lost the source code. That's like equally weird to me. But this is completely insane because these are developers who should be capable of doing this. But yeah, no one at BioWare knows how to do this, apparently, which gives me makes me very hopeful for Mass Effect 5 or 6 or whatever they're doing. So yeah, EA and BioWare.
Yeah, that is interesting, especially for one. It's a damn shame.
Yeah, it's insanity. Yeah, insanity. They've got gold there too. Like that would sell. Like people would love those games, or at least people would love the first one.
Yeah, the first one at least. People like the third one, I think, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. They Inquisition. They can do Inquisition. That's Frostbite. Like they still know internally how to work that. I think at some point they transferred it to Unreal, even like made a demo out of it. Looked really cool. But I guess to remake 1 and 2, they would have to redo the entire games. Which
too much work for them.
Yeah,
and probably with Dragon Age Veilguard or whatever the state it's in, they're probably like, it's not worth it.
That's the other thing, right? I think Mark Dara said, it's dead. It's not coming back. So thank you, Dragon Age to Veilguard. Great job.
Great job, Veilguard. Shout
Hopefully,
out.
In 50 years, we'll get a new one. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe. My sorted out is for people that have unrealistic expectations with things like leaks. You guys know the Ocarina of Time remake is coming out. People were saying, we're going to get a Ocarina of Time Direct announced this week. And it was for Fire Emblem. And people were mad. And I'm like, what do you like? You have you're making up these fucking things in your head and you're getting mad when it's not happening. What are you doing? Why are you setting yourself up like this? Have realistic expectations for once in your life about video games, okay? It'll come. Just stop making shit up, is what I'm going to say. How many times have you guys seen some shit where people get upset there's not something there that was rumored to be leaked or whatever? Half-Life. Things like that.
You don't know that.
You're like, this is it. This is the one. This is the time.
And one day I'm going to be right. One day it's going to be there.
Broken clock's right twice a day. So it'll happen at some point.
There's like a clip or like a meme clip from Scott the Woz. Something about like the number one thing that Nintendo fans hate, Nintendo games.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, dang it. They don't, it's like, it's not their one Nintendo game they wanted. So they're mad.
Yeah.
Dude, Fire Emblem, I can't wait. I'm not watching that direct though. I'm out. I'm just playing it when it comes out.
Comes out in September, I think, which is a bad time for me.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I do want to play it because there's just like Alucard in it pretty much.
I saw the one trailer had a calendar in the corner. They're bringing it. The direct will detail it, but it seems like they're doing more of a Three Houses style game instead of Engage.
Yeah, because people didn't like Engage as much, right?
I didn't finish it. Holly did, and she liked it, but she liked Three Houses way more. But some people don't like the Persona shit, and like the OG Fire Emblem fans don't want it to turn into a Persona type game.
Yes,
but I do. So
yeah. Sorry. I can't find the release date, but I thought it was like September or something. But we'll find out tomorrow for sure. Okay, Scott Barker wrote in and said, "Hello, some Inside crew. I have a sort out for this week. I purchased Doom: The Dark Ages on launch July 7th. Great expansion for an already great base game. However, on July 27th, just 20 days later, the DLC is already discounted at 50%. Sorted out Bethesda and Microsoft for pulling the shit and screwing over day one loyal customers. If they're going to pull this shit, they should be transparent and tell people in advance that they're planning to run a sale soon, or at least reward the day one player somehow. I know that this is a risk with buying a game new and at full price, but less than 3 weeks and is a joke. At least when you buy Nintendo games, you know they're not going to be on sale. And you have peace of mind. I will not be supporting any Bethesda games again in the near future." Damn.
Wow. That is pretty scummy. Pretty annoying. Because, like, I remember this was, like, particularly maybe, like, in the PS4 era. I don't know if this is still the case, but every year when a new Assassin's Creed came out in, like, September or October, it was like, oh, just wait till Black Friday.
Yeah.
Like, the Ubisoft games will always go down. But 3 weeks is what he said?
Yeah, 20 days.
Maybe there's maybe there's a reason for it, though.
My reason is it probably didn't sell that well.
Sure, but it's not a Game Pass deal, right? Like, this DLC is not on Game Pass, right?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Because maybe where did he bought it on Xbox or he bought it on PlayStation or PC?
I don't know. Hold on. I'll send you the thing,
sure,
so you could read it. Lockmore. Scroll down to sort it out. Let's see. I don't know if he said he bought it. Hold on. He just said he purchased it. Yeah, I don't think he said what platform.
Okay, because a little tip: if you're on PC, just don't buy it in the store ever. Just buy it on Green Man Gaming or somewhere else.
Yeah, there you go.
Was there a thing where if you bought Doom: The Dark Ages, like the Ultimate Edition, you got this DLC included?
I'm guessing.
That's what I'm wondering too. Yeah,
dude. This is something I learned a long time ago, and, to each their own, but, like, I will never buy future unannounced DLC as, like, an Ultimate Edition thing. I did that when Fallout 4 came out. I bought the game, and I bought all the DLC, and I honestly this isn't even about the quality or anything about the game, but it was, like, by the time the DLC came out, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I had platinumed the game at that point, and I think the first couple DLCs for Fallout 4 were, like, not great. It wasn't until Far Harbor, or is that Fallout 3?
No, that's 4.
That's 4? Okay, it wasn't until Far Harbor that it actually, like, it was actually good.
Yeah.
I was like, I will never do that again. I will never pre-buy unannounced DLC.
Yeah,
so this just adds to it, too. It's like, you might be able to get that DLC cheaper when you actually want to play it.
Yeah, there's only some games I would do that for. Like if From Software's next big game, they're like, deluxe edition,
That's
get
true.
the DLC. I'm like, oh yeah, your DLCs are always very good, so I'll buy that.
Yeah,
but I know what you mean.
Last time I did that was for Starfield, and it took 2 years to get the last deal, or a year and a half to get the last DLC, and it wasn't great. So yeah, or no, was it 2 years? It was this year, right?
How they get you with that is they do the early access through that as well.
Yes, these days, yes. That's how they're gonna get me with Fable. I'll definitely buy that extra week there.
Yeah,
because I want to play it.
Yeah.
But that's how to get people. It's such dirty marketing, but it works.
It works every time, dude. Everyone's got a price. Everyone's got a game they'll do it for.
Yep. GTA, everyone, right?
Yeah, I mean, GTA, everyone's gonna. I don't think there is like an early access thing for that I'm aware of, but everyone's gonna get the $100 edition probably.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, the $100 one.
Yeah. Because I think Chris said this, and it's just like, yeah, that is a $100 game. They're giving you a peon version where they take content out for $80.
Yeah.
So it's like $100 is the main thing. Argus Forever Road said, hello, fellas. This will be a quick one. Sorted out Sony. Sony's physical media news hit a little harder because the day before it broke, I bought a used copy of 007 First Light from someone for $30. If digital had been my only option, I would have been paying $70. That one transaction basically explains why this matters to me as a consumer. I'm not anti-digital at all. There are games I love and want to keep forever, and I actually prefer owning those digitally for the convenience. But there are also plenty of games I just want to play, beat, enjoy, and move on from. With physical, I can buy one used for half the price, finish it, and sell it to someone else and recoup even more of my money. Without physical, I'm stuck paying whether it's digital price is or waiting for a sale. I lose the option to buy used, and I lose the ability to sell the game when I'm done with it. It just sucks. But life will go on, and I will still play video games. Cheers. Good luck in the future. Thank you for all you do. This is a very reasonable write-in.
Yeah.
And Sony hates you.
Yeah,
they hate customers like you because they've made no money off you.
Yeah, they hate that shit. All those game companies hate people like that. 100%. Yeah. No, they don't want you. No one wants you buying used games. No developer.
No. But yeah, this is a huge problem where in the rising, a world where everything is going up in price and the consoles will most likely be higher in price. Eventually this just won't be an option. This is how I played games when I was a kid. Like, It was like every few months, if I was lucky, I would be able to get like a used game from this like secondhand store. It's like how I played a lot of random PS1 and PS2 games. It was like my parents, particularly then when we were like kind of poor, it was like, okay, we can do $10 for a game right now or something. And it was like, okay, you have to pick one of these ones and not one of these. And so, yeah, that's just like cut out.
Yeah.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, it sucks. My nephew plays like a lot of used PS5 games. I think my brother buys them. So I'm going to have to tell him like, well, Matt, get ready. Your son's not going to be playing as many video games. But it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, that's what I did a lot too, Dustin. Buy used games, cheap games later on, all that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to see when we get like, because they're going to do box copies with codes in it, I believe, is what it's going to be on store shelves. How that all
I have a theory about that. I think that's only going to happen for a very short amount of time. And I think that a lot of big companies are just not even going to bother.
Do you think it'll turn into just like the card? Like, you go to a store and you see like a game card or whatever. It's like, here's the digital code for the game. You think it'll just turn into that?
I would imagine that's the case for some big games. Didn't Sony say recently that it would be a box with a code inside?
I think so.
I'm a little behind on things. But I don't see that being a thing that sticks around very long. Sure. I think it's like kind of a peace offering to be like, oh, well, you can still buy a physical thing and we can try to skirt any kind of regulation about any kind of monopolistic tendencies with this through that. And I get it, but I just don't see it sticking around.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting time. We still got a ways to go until this comes into effect, I guess, officially. And we have lots of questions still that need to be answered because they're not even acknowledging the PS6 yet, really, in any official means. So many questions, many questions. All right, boys, keep it up time. Stuff we're pleased with in gaming. Anything for you guys?
I have a keep it up.
Okay.
It's a heartwarming keep it up. It's a keep it up for my friend Lockmort. And Jimmy. Who took over my duties while I was away, with Jimmy doing thumbnails and Lockmort taking literally everything else. And it's a lot. It's a lot to learn, I would say. It's a complicated schedule. There's a lot to do with Patreon and uploads and timestamps. I'm sure Locke loves timestamps. It's the best part of the job. And so I know that if I was in Lockmort's position, it would be very intimidating to take that over for somebody. And it's a lot all at once. And you've done, as far as I can tell from the outside, you've done absolutely a magnificent job. And I really appreciate you doing that, because it's very stressful it was a stressful thought. It's a stressful thought to be like, when we're such a lean, slim company, that's like, okay, I'm the only one, at least before, it was like, I'm the only one who knows how to do this, which is, I've kind of thought was always a problem. That's like, if I have to be in the hospital or something happens to me, then what are you going to do? So you've been great. Jimmy's been great. I really, really appreciate you guys. You've made this time for me. Stress. I wouldn't say stress from the company perspective.
Right.
And we'll give a little keep it up to Colin too, since he figured out streaming. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys both. Thank you. And keep it up, because you're still on the job for a little longer while I slowly get back into it.
Well, thank you so much, dude. That's so kind of you. I was talking with Colin about this too, not that long ago. During the Sacred Symbols Plus episode, because it's not normally when you fill in for someone at work, it's like whatever. But here, because you're my friend, of course, so you want to do a good job. Like you want to, I told Colin, my main concern is not letting Dustin down. Like if you fuck something up at like a different job, it's okay. I mean, who the hell cares? But here, there's like thousands of people who see it, who get angry and stuff. So my main concern was not fucking it up for Dustin. So I'm glad so far we succeeded, but we'll still have a couple of weeks to fuck something up. We'll see. Delete the Patreon by accident. But I'm very thankful that you let us do it, that you trusted us to fill in for you too, because that's not a simple thing to ask of, or to let somebody do, to trust somebody to do that. So thank you for trusting us to do that. And we're both super glad you're back too. Both Jimmy and I are super glad, because you're the king. You're our boss. You're our brother. You're our.
I'll take that. I'll take brother, not king or boss. Though.
Well, no, I don't mean it in like a hierarchy. I mean like you're the man. You're the man. That's what.
Thank you.
Do people call you boss ever?
Me?
Yeah, both of you. I get called boss more than I thought I would.
Just like what's up, boss?
Dudes. Yeah, what's up, boss? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure I have. I'm trying to think though.
Whenever somebody at my other job calls me boss, I'm like very suspicious.
Yeah.
Like that they want something, they need something, they did something.
Yeah.
Like somebody did something wrong. And now they need to be excused or something.
But like, yeah, you get a coffee or whatever. And they're like, here you go, boss, or something like that.
Nobody gets me coffee. But yeah, that's
happens to me more than I thought. No one's called me Unk yet, so that's pretty good.
Oh,
Brad, I have to do a complete side note.
Yes.
When I was going to Weird Al, my uncle and my cousin went with us. My little cousin, this is the Roblox cousin.
Yeah.
That told me to stream Steal a Brain Rot for more viewers. He tells me that his brother, so my other cousin, who's older, he's like 17, I think, 16, 17, bought a PS5. He bought 2 games. Okay. So we'll start with the bad.
Okay.
He bought Lord of the Rings Gollum. As one game. Because his whole family loves Lord of the Rings. Yeah. He probably didn't know any better.
He didn't know better.
But that's not the main game he's playing. His first choice, Elden Ring.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was like,
yes.
There's hope left in this world. I may have failed. but with letting you get into Roblox, but playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's good shit.
He did buy a digital only PS5, but
he doesn't care.
What can you do? And he spent $600 on it.
Yeah,
on a digital only PS5 in this fucking economy. This
$200 more than it originally came out for. Yeah, it's crazy. Good Lord. Well, shout out to your little cousin or whatever.
Shout out.
Elden Ring. Hell yeah. Yeah, my nephew was playing Astrobot, and I was like, fuck yeah. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Good stuff. He's pretty young, so he's like, what, 7 or 8? So I don't know if he can handle Elden Ring yet, though. But I'll get him. I'm like, time to become a man. Play a real game. All right. Lockmort, keep it up for you. Anything?
Yes. The CEO of Alcat, I have his name here because it's a difficult name. Alexander Michelin. Alcat, of course, makes CRPGs, but they're about to hit it big with The Expanse. It's their first big third-person action RPG like Mass Effect. And normally when that happens, it happened to Obsidian, a bunch of other BioWare, a bunch of other companies, when they hit it big, when they release their third-person action RPG, it's bye-bye CRPGs. But the CEO of Alcat released a statement and he said, no. After The Expanse, we're going straight back to hardcore CRPG. So don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We're still there for you. And I love that. I think that's fun.
I feel like Lockmort, you should be somewhere typing up a CRPG script on a typewriter, smoking cigarettes. Dude. I feel like that should be your life.
If only I could do one of those things, Brad, right now.
He'll die writing it, but
yeah.
I would kill for
drinking
one right
Coke
now.
Zero. The dream, dude.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
All right. For me, I just saw this when we were recording, but this is from Tom Warren. He tweeted this out and he said, Scoop, Microsoft is bringing Xbox 360 games to PC. A leaked Xbox roadmap lays out the future of Xbox back compat and Microsoft's plans to test its disc to digital program with Xbox insiders soon. So we're getting a lot of the older games. We did see this with PC games or older Xbox games coming to PC, which is cool. And also this idea about transferring disc to digital. I have no idea how that's going to work, but I think that's a very interesting thing. Dustin, I'm really curious what you think about that as a physical game collector.
I love this idea of the disc to digital. To my understanding, and I say that very lightly because I don't understand a lot of it, but particularly on it, I know it's definitely on Series X games, but maybe some Xbox One games, and I think this also is on PS5 games. In the inner ring of the disc, there's multiple barcodes, and I believe that one of them is like a fully unique barcode per disc,
like a serial number or something.
Yeah. And so that's how this I would think in theory is that they can read that it's like, okay, this disc is attached to this account. It is now a digital game, but if another account uses this disc, then we will revoke that license from the account that it was originally tied to. I think this is a very good, like if we're doing peace offerings in transition, like we need to have a good way to transition for people like us, people like me,
right? That
most of my PS5 collection is on disc. How am I going to take that stuff forward?
Yeah,
I know it's not. I know that there have been many generations where it's like, sorry, backwards compat is just not a thing. I think in our modern time now, though, it is expected to do something. And so I'm really happy to see Xbox doing it. And I'm hoping that that's also the plan for Sony. Because I feel like that would, I'm not going to be happy, but I'm not going to be pissed, I guess, that it's like, oh, well, if you want to play your copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake on your PlayStation 6, sorry, you got to buy the digital version, even though you bought the disc version, just because there's no way to play it. That would fucking suck and really piss me off. So give me a way at least to get that over there. But the Xbox 360 emulator, I wonder if that will allow you to use your discs. Probably not. But that would be cool.
That would be cool.
It also means that we're finally getting Fable 2 on PC, maybe, hopefully.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
In like 5 years, they'll do it.
Oh. It's still at 30 FPS on the Xbox, too. insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you would have thought they would have done like remasters or something like that for the new one coming out, but
it's probably the same as with Dragon Age. They probably don't have the people to know how to do it because Lionhead is gone.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah,
that's a good point. All right, let's see here. Malevolent Creek PTSD wrote and said, "What up, Summoners? I want to give a big keep it up to 4A Games and their work on the Metro series. I recently played through Exodus and its DLC again in anticipation of Metro 2039, and the immersion in the Metro series is top notch. Are any of you boys excited for 2039's release next year? Also, it's great to have you back, Dustin. Hope your time with the family was wonderful." Lockmore, I know you're going to play this.
Oh, yeah, dude. I can't wait. That trailer looked sick as hell. We're first going to get Stalker 2 finally, August 20th. They're dropping the 2.0 update finally after 2 years. So it's finally happening. But after that, yeah, this new Metro game looks exceptional. Have you guys have
No, I've never played Metro. Oh, I've missed the entire boat on Metro. All of them.
You can do it. You can still do it.
I know. There's always time to go back.
Yeah, and the first two are pretty short. The third one, Exodus, pretty open, pretty big. I think this new one is also they said this new one is gonna combine the openness of Exodus, but combined with like the close quarters of the first two. So I'm very, very excited for that. I cannot wait. I love the Metro games. They're so unique, just like Stalker. They're like very, very unique vibes to them that you can't find anywhere else except in those two series.
It's like post-apocalyptic Russia.
Yeah,
that's what it usually is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, coming up. Wait, when does that come out?
I don't think they've set a date yet, but this year,
sometime this year or next year.
I thought they said this year. I could be wrong though, but I thought they said this year.
This point, maybe next year.
Yeah, you'd think that some games would either get out of this year or get out of February, maybe too.
Yeah, go to January, something.
That would be amazing, or December. Yeah, well, I guess
December. Yeah, December's usually kind of rough. Yeah. Maybe some games can do it.
You got
I don't know.
Ocarina of Time then, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. Video Game Bard wrote and said, "Hey, Summon Signers, I have a big fat keep it up for my personal game of the year. A game that is 10 years old as of 2026, but I just got to it for the first time this year. Overwatch."
Oh, hey.
In the past, I could never enjoy Overwatch, regardless of how many times I tried it. It always felt clunky and stuck in meta traps. But with the major updates over the last couple of years that have sped up the gameplay, streamlined the heroes, boosted variety and balancing, Overwatch has quickly become one of my best free-to-play titles available, or one of the best free-to-play titles available. Look at that. It's their game of the year right there. Ooh. 10 years late, but there you go. Better late than never.
It's funny because we stopped playing like a couple of months ago.
Yeah. We didn't stop playing because the game's bad though or anything that.
No. Yeah.
Too many crash outs.
Not from us. I think we're pretty, even I was pretty conservative this time around.
Yeah.
It was
true.
Mostly our other friend who was really Justin, if you're listening to this. Yeah.
Crashing out always. I'm bad. Just say that all the time. God, Justin. All right.
Maybe we can convince Dustin to finally jump in.
That's not going to happen.
We got a full team again.
I have too many other friend slap games I had to catch up on.
That's true. It's been a minute.
Okay.
It's been a minute. Raisin wrote in, said, "Keep it up, Sacred Symbols Plus. Seeing Maddie and Colin have a sophisticated conversation about a deeply heated and emotional topic without being at each other's heads or without biting each other's heads off, like everyone else has seemingly done on Twitter, was refreshing. It's made me reconsider my approach. Perhaps I myself could do a better job of articulating my points more eloquently. Nevertheless, it's content like Sacred Symbols Plus that keeps me paying $5 a month. Congratulations to Maddie and Colin for rising above all the noise and having a truly, genuinely productive conversation as it relates to the ongoing physical games debate." Yeah, Dustin was out on all that. He would be there for sure, though. All right, let's see here. Game recommendation from the audience for the audience. JP wrote in and said, "Hey, Summoners. My game recommendation for this week is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged. I didn't grow up playing many PC games aside from the occasional educational ones, but this art and animation style brought me back to being a kid. I'm curious if Lockboard has ever played this one or any of them for the series as someone with more of a background with point-and-click adventure games. If anyone has PS Plus Extra, sorry, Dustin and other physical defenders, it's a great way to check out this one.
Yeah, dude, that's a classic. Broken Sword. That's like what's the main character's name? Is George Stobart. It's like an American in Europe. I think the first game
That's funny.
takes like place in Paris, and it's like an American guy in Paris. But those games are very, very old school point and click adventure games. Yeah, they're awesome. I loved all of them. At a certain point, I think maybe number 3 or number 4, they went like 3D, and things went a little bit wrong. But like the earlier ones are really cool stories. I think the first one is about the Knights Templar in France. Very cool, very cool. That genre really is kind of dead now.
It's. I mean, there's like small indie ones, I guess, that still come out. But yeah, it's definitely past its heyday, I would say.
I can understand. Every once in a while, I get the urge, and I buy like one, or I play like one, and after an hour, I'm like, "There's no gameplay." That's why this doesn't work anymore. Like back in the day, that was awesome, but now you just want a little bit more. But yeah, Broken Sword, amazing series.
Yeah, Lock. I just played a point and click in the last month. I had it on the list, and Brad didn't include it in the episode. So
you had like 7 games on there.
Yeah, well,
I just picked a couple.
I had a lot to play.
Yeah.
Well, here, I'll tell you about it real quick, Locke. It's called Four Last Things. Okay. It is a short point and click game. You could probably play it in an hour. All the assets in the game are from Renaissance paintings.
That's cool.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And it's very much in the style of like Monty Python, both in its humor and those animated bits of Monty Python.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. There's 3 of them. I've only played the first one. You might love this. Like, it's super short. It's like just like the perfect length, and it's actually genuinely really funny. And I believe the whole trilogy is coming to PlayStation for all the console losers in the next few months. But Lock, check out if you are because I think point and click games are cool also, but I also get bored.
Yeah.
So, but this one was such a unique style with it all being like public domain assets.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty cool.
And it's made by one guy, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
I saw one of these a long time ago, and I thought, I have to play this, but then I never did. Thank you for reminding me. I'll definitely check that out. That's so cool. 4 hours? You said it took.
I don't even think. Let me see. Time to beat. I want to say it took. Okay, on How Long to Beat, the main story is an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. I'll do it today. Awesome.
So
cool.
Yeah, it's real short, but it was very, very good.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Nice.
How come you did that? How come you
So someone in my Steam family library had the second game, and I was just browsing through the library to see what there was, and I was like, oh, this seems kind of cool. So I started playing it, not knowing what it was, realizing it was the second game. And then so I went back and I was like, oh, this is really cool, but there's 3 of them, so I'm going to play the first one. So I just randomly
nice, dude.
Found it, and now it's coming to PlayStation also. And the third one I think just came out in the last few months.
That's so cool. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Speaking of cool, Dustin, Dragon Quest 11.
Yes. This was it felt like one of my greatest sins in that when Dragon Quest 11 came out, I bought it day one. I probably played it 4 or 5 hours and I got distracted. Something else. This was a reoccurring thing for me. It still is, but
sure.
I feel like I'm less egregious with it.
How crazy was that? That was 9 years ago. I saw that and I was like, damn, dude.
I remember the day that either I bought it or I was learning about it. I was filming at my old job and I was filming little kids shoot like assault rifles for a camp, a police camp that they were at. I was like filming this camp video and I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm excited to check out Dragon Quest 11. So I missed it. And I didn't really think much about Dragon Quest at all afterwards for years. Like I was like, oh, that seems cool, but it's not really my thing. A few years back, well, many years, somewhere between. So if that was how many years ago did you say? 7, 9. So when the S version came out, Holly played it ironically on Game Pass on Series X because I had Game Pass for some reason, and she was in love with it. She is like a super big Dragon Quest fan now. I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll get to it someday. And then Dragon Quest VII Reimagined came out, and I fell in love with that game. I was like, I'm going to love 11. It's just when. It's a really, really big game. So when I knew I was going to be on paternity leave, this was the first game I played. I actually started it a few days before Leon was born, played it on Steam Deck at the hospital. And then this is what I did for like the first 2 weeks was play Dragon Quest XI. Now, I did play the S version on PC, and real nerdy shit here is that if you are really interested in this game, the optimal way to play it is when the S version came out, the problem was that was the version they made for the Nintendo Switch. So they downgraded it severely in terms of like the lighting and the character models and stuff. And originally the S version was only on Switch, but then they eventually ported it to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. But they basically just up-resed the downgraded Switch version. So there's like more content in it, and they've like balanced a lot of things in that S version, but it was like, it felt kind of shitty to be like, oh, I'm playing the better, worse version of the game. If you play it on PC, there is a dedicated group of modders that went and added all of the downgrades back into the S version and actually even made it look and feel better than the original by a lot. So I highly recommend doing the nerdy shit of modding Dragon Quest XI on PC to gain all of that back, because it really did make a huge difference. But in terms of the game itself, this game absolutely rules. I understand now why people are like, this is a modern JRPG classic. It's one of those things where it's a very trope heavy game where it's like you find out that you're the chosen one. And you're on the run from the king that thinks you're I can't remember what it is. It's like the Darkspawn or something like that. And you go along and you find the first like act of the game is like gathering all your party members, and eventually some crazy stuff happens, and I'll be more vague at that point. But if you've played a lot of JRPGs, it hits a lot of these similar points. It actually reminds me kind of there was that interview that Christopher Nolan did recently about the Odyssey, talking about film criticism, where he's like, people think that identifying the mechanic of a story makes that bad, when really, and that's not the case. This is just the language of how we tell stories. I don't want to say this is exactly like that, but there's nothing wrong with a very traditional JRPG story, even if we've heard it before.
Right.
It's being told in a different way, in a new way with new characters. And I think this is a perfect example of that. The cast of this game is really, really strong. You have the thief character, Eric, who has a backstory about being like a poor thief, taking care of his sister, who comes up later in the story. There's the twin girls, where one of the, I can't remember, I'm trying to remember their names.
Veronica is the red hat one.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot the other one's name is.
I'm just finding a quick character list so I don't fuck this up too bad. There's too many characters on this list.
There's a lot.
Anyway,
I'll
they're cool. It. Oh, Veronica and Serena.
Yeah.
Serena. Right. So Veronica, this is where Locke rolls his eyes. Veronica is actually an adult woman who's been transformed into a child.
Yep.
But thankfully, in Dragon Quest world, this is never played in a pervy way like it would in some other anime type games. So those two characters have a cool backstory. There's Jade and the old guy.
Rab.
There's Jade and Rab, which They are very mysterious at first, but then you find out about how integral they are to the main character's story. And then there's Sylvando, which I'm a little bit mixed on Sylvando, which makes me sound like a homophobe. But I joked about this on the one episode that I came back briefly on Sacred Symbols, is that Sylvando is like very clearly the gay coded character.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Colin, I'm like, my problem isn't that he's gay, it's that he's a theater kid.
He is.
Like, he's over the top in people's faces, and like, I've done theater stuff before. I know people like this, and they grind my gears. In spite of that, though, his story is also interesting. I mean, this is classic JRPG stuff where, well, I shouldn't say classic, because there's a lot of times where you have this wide cast of main characters in a JRPG, but they're like hollow. Like, they're just kind of represent these archetypal figures that you would expect. But their backstory is thin or whatever. This is totally not the case in Dragon Quest. And as you play, you it's one of those games that once it's over, you're like, man, I don't get to spend more time with these characters. But it is very, in terms of the gameplay, it's Dragon Quest. It's traditional JRPG, turn-based. You have characters that have kind of their different roles, whether it's like your main attack, you thief character, your more magic sorcery types, your healer. But each character, what's kind of cool is like each character has like two kind of classes that they straddle between. So it's like, okay, I'm going to deck this character out more to be my dedicated healer instead of attack and stuff like that. There is a lot of character customization in terms of like each character, you can of course change their gear and their sword. There's the mini forge, which was a pretty cool, fun mini game, and to create your own weapons, which was really satisfying because oftentimes it's like if you put in a little bit extra effort to get the materials, the stuff you're going to make is almost always better than what you can currently buy. But you got to put the time into it in order to do that. It is a very long game, as I said earlier, and it's pretty much divided into 3 acts. And what's really interesting, without getting into details, is that they kind of present the 3rd act as optional.
Yeah, and it's like not.
It's not optional. And I can see there being some contention about the way this game ends, and that 3rd act being contentious. It's really hard to talk about without spoiling. So
we can just avoid it. It's fine.
I'll avoid it, but I get it that like this game does something that you're like, I don't know how I feel about that. And I still don't know how I feel about it. So Brad, you and I will have to talk about it.
I'd have to look it up again. It's been so long for me.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think what else. There is like side quests in this game, of course, too, but I gotta be honest, I did a lot at the beginning and I found the rewards not great and the stories that came from them not satisfying, so I just stopped doing them.
Sure. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you show me it's not worth investing time in this. Now, here's where maybe the most controversial thing about my playthrough with this game that may make people think I'm a fake gamer. I was at least 15 to 20 hours into the game, like pretty significantly into the game. And it has so much grinding. There is just like, you will be playing and at a good pace, and then suddenly you're at a wall and the game is telling you, you need to go mindlessly grind for a little bit in order to beat this next boss. And some people may be very into that. And I'm fine with grinding to some degree, but it's not satisfying for me to sit down and play a game for an hour or 2 hours doing the same thing over and over just to progress to the next part. So after cutting my teeth a little bit into the game and doing that rigmarole, I was like, enough. I'm playing on PC. I have options. And so there's a mod where you can do 3x experience. And I did that.
Boo,
now,
hiss, boo.
There's the boo and hiss. That's fine. That's fine. Here's the thing, though. With the 3x multiplayer, it did not make the game easy.
Damn.
At all. In fact, there were still a lot of points where I still had to go grind with a 3x multiplier on my XP. And I still put like probably 80 to 100 hours into this game with that. And I was like, man, again, some people love that grind. And I was talking to Holly about it because she played it legit on Series X when she did. She's like, I don't blame you at all. She's like, that was my least favorite part about this game was you can sometimes have enough strategy to beat something that you're not supposed to. You know, like you can be that strategic and you're not rewarded for it because you're going to get to the next area and you're just going to be completely fucked in. It's like, yeah, you probably really shouldn't have done that. So I did that. And I feel like I did not get a lesser experience at all. In fact, I feel like it really enhanced my experience in that I wasn't dragged down by all of that grinding. And it's interesting too, because Dragon Quest VII Reimagined includes a way to modify the XP you get.
Yep.
So I recommend it, honestly. If you're playing on PC, maybe try it out for a little bit to see like I did. And then if you're like, man, this is getting kind of annoying, turn that on. There's no shame. Maybe there is a little shame, but whatever. But yeah, I absolutely fell in love with this game. I was addicted to playing it. Babies in particular, what I've learned so much in the last few like month or two. The first 3 weeks or so are pretty easy. And then it's like a gradual ramp up to where it's like, okay, now they're not so easy. Now he's awake a little bit more. He knows a little bit more about what he wants. He sleeps a little less. But those first few weeks is when I was playing this, and I'm glad that was the case because it gave me the opportunity where it's like he's literally just sleeping here. So I'm just up at 5 a.m. and I'm gonna play Dragon Quest for a few hours. So
yeah, hell yeah, dude. I love Dragon Quest XI. I have not played the S version. I only played the game when it came out once, but it's great. Love that world, the whimsical music, the towns, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
so good, man. That shit hits.
The music in the S version is the orchestrated version, and not the MIDI version. Yeah. So, good.
Well, you want to hear something funny? Because this is normally not a game you would probably make a joke and say like, "Oh, you'll never play this." I did play this game in 2018, and I loved it. And I played it on PC, and it was the MIDI version, so I had to mod it to put the symphony music in it. So I had to do the reverse of what people do now with the graphics.
That's so funny, dude.
But yeah, but I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you could pick like these draconian. What were they called?
Draconian.
No, the draconic challenges.
It's draconic mode.
That monsters were like double.
Draconian mode,
yeah, that's what I played it on. But you're absolutely right. 2018 was a very bad period for me. I was living with my dad, taking care of him back then. So this game was like a blessing to me back then because it was like a complete grind. You're absolutely right. I think it took me over or close to 200 hours to beat it.
You beat it?
Yes, but I had to play it but I played it for, let's say, 5 months every night from like midnight until 4 a.m. Just grinding, just mindless grinding, and just nothing else.
So you needed at the time.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a wonderful game. You're absolutely right. I agree with everything that you said.
Shout out Dragon Quest. I was kind of annoyed they never did like a PS5 version of the game. I don't know if they did a Series X version. I'm not sure. But there is a Switch version. Is there a Switch 2 version? I'm trying to remember.
It is. I think it's definitely announced. It's probably coming out pretty soon. The Switch 2 version, or it just recently came out.
Yeah, it got announced 2 months ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Game key card, baby.
Game key card.
Saves won't be compatible with Switch version.
Dude, I should have done this as my sorted out. Square Enix and their stupid Switch 2 versions with no upgrade path, nothing.
No save transfers.
You guys.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Octopath. That's what it was for Octopath as well. No save transfer, no nothing.
Same with, dude, even like random stuff like the Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, Switch 2 ports. If you bought it on Switch, fuck you.
Bare minimum, baby.
No option to even pay them to upgrade it. You want to pay for the upgrade, pay for the fucking game again. Ridiculous.
Insanity.
Stupid, yeah.
But yeah, shout out Dragon Quest 11. Amazing game. Probably a good spot for newcomers to the series too. Probably the best part.
Yeah.
Best place to
either
start.
that or 7. Because 7 has some of those quality of life features. Like, and there is like the speed up. I think the S version has the way you can speed up battles if you want.
Right.
I only did it in a few instances, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say about it. I feel like I had something, but yeah, I absolutely loved it. It's definitely a top 10 JRPG.
Oh shit.
For
top
me.
10, baby.
Didn't they also, in like the S version, they also gave you the option to play it in 2D, right? Did you try that out?
That's new, yeah.
I did not. I tried it out for like a few minutes, and I was like, this is cool, but it's not really how I want to play the game.
Okay.
I believe the S version includes, there's like these different sections where you can go and play different sections of previous Dragon Quest games in 2D, where it's like you're going and to those different games. I didn't do that at all. Holly did all of them, but I think it'd be more meaningful if you had a richer experience and history with Dragon Quest to go and do those little 2D sections. But it's neat that it's there.
Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah, I always forget Japan got a 3DS version of that game.
Oh, yeah. It's really cool what they did with that. That the top screen was in 3D and the bottom screen was in 2D.
Yeah.
And they played at the same time.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's awesome. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got God of War 2018 from Lockmore. Lockmore, what made you revisit this?
You know what's funny? I just realized this when you were talking about Dragon Age. Every single game we've talked about today, every single game I played in 2018.
Wow.
Literally all of them during the same 6 months.
Damn.
I played Yakuza 0. I played Dragon Quest. I played God of War. I even played the BioWare games. What was your game again, Brad? I think that's the only one I did.
Beast Reincarnation. Yeah, you didn't play.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't play that in 2018. No. But I also played God of War 2018 back then.
Yeah. Okay.
I loved God of War 1, 2, and 3. Who didn't, right? Everybody loves God of War 1, 2, and 3. I didn't play Ascension. And 2018, I've said it a bunch of times now, was a very bad period for me. 2018, 2 years after my dad had his accident, I was living with him at the time. I was taking care of him. Basically, my whole day was just trying to keep him calm. But at night, I had video games to lose myself in. So that's what I did. I basically went to bed at like 9 p.m. That's when he went to bed. And then I got up at midnight and just played until 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. I didn't have a console back then, so I played everything on PC. But God of War got such great reviews. I remember when the reviews came out, it was 10s everywhere, 9s, 10s everywhere, that I figured, okay, I'm going to have to get a PS4 now. So I did. I got a PS4 specifically and only for God of War. I had no other games, only God of War 2018. And I loved it back then, of course. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great game. Had a lot of... Again, I played it at night, but my memory is kind of shit from back then, so I didn't remember much of it. I just remember that I really, really liked it, right?
Yeah.
And then a couple of years ago, I think 2022, God of War Ragnarok came out. I think it was 2022 or 2023, 2024, somewhere around that time. And I just couldn't get into it. I've tried to play Ragnarok 4 different times. And every time I get to the same point, about 17 hours in, and I just lose complete interest. I don't know why. I never understood why, but I just lose complete interest at like the 17-hour mark. And then, of course, a couple of weeks ago or months ago, or at the start of the summer, they showed the new one. I still don't know how to pronounce it. God of War Laufey.
I don't know how you pronounce it.
And I was one of those assholes who said, this doesn't look that cool to me. I don't know why they're doing this. But I have a lot of friends who did like it, who loved it even, and who told me, like, you should really go back and give Ragnarok another chance. These games are amazing. There's a reason they win so many awards. There's a reason they're so high rated. So we think you're wrong. You got to try them again. So I figured, okay, I'll do that. Why not? Right. So 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I figured, okay, I'm going to start 2018. And then after 2018, I'm just going to roll straight into Ragnarok and maybe that'll fix it for me. I don't know. And 2018, of course, as you know, you've both played it, I presume, right? It's Norse mythology opposed to Greek mythology. It's so many years later, after the conclusion of the third one, Kratos is now in Midgard. He has a kid, Atreus, who's not annoying, at least not in this first game. I really enjoyed his voice actor. I really enjoyed the play between the two of them. But Kratos also had a wife, and his wife died just before the start of the game. And the whole premise of the game is to find the highest mountain and to scatter her ashes off the peak, which is a very emotional, cool little story, I feel like. I didn't remember much of it until at the very start of the game. You do a couple of chores, of course, but then there's a knock at the door of the house. And what follows is still, this game came out in 2018, and it is still one of the best boss fights I've ever played. And it remains that way to this day, I feel like. When the stranger shows up at your door, you basically have this big superhero battle where trees fall down and rocks, the earth gets split open, and you beat the shit out of each other. A lot of it is cinematic, and a lot of it isn't really gameplay. You're basically just smashing a button, but it looks so cool. It looks so it's so well done, especially for a PlayStation 4 game. So that blew me away, and that immediately got me back into the game, and immediately jogged my memory too. And like, oh yeah, this game is fucking awesome. So you have this battle with the stranger. They don't really explain who he is. You gradually find out what the stakes are and how it is, but your main goal is still to get to the peak of the mountain to scatter your ashes. And to do that, you have to go through these different realms in Norse mythology where you have to fight different monsters. There's always a new MacGuffin that you need. You need this object to go to that realm because the final realm finally opens the door to where you need to go to the top of the mountain. And I don't want to spoil the story, of course, for people who haven't played it, but there's like this whole deal. One thing flows into the other. It's all very organic. But the combat in this game is also so incredibly satisfying. You got the axe, of course, and throwing the axe in this game feels so good. You can throw it, it gets stuck into people, and then you call it back with the triangle. You can feel the axe coming back. The sound effect is amazing. You can feel it in the controller when you catch it again. There's runes you can embed into the axe, which is amazing. The combat just feels so incredibly good. You get a lot of skills later on too. It feels right. It feels right. It's practically all the combat in this game is arena based. So you get to an area, there's monsters, you take care of the monsters, you move on to the next area. But it never feels that way until you think about it and until you analyze it. Because the way this game is built up is that the camera never breaks away from Kratos. So the camera is always behind you, always on Kratos. So it feels as if you're there with him constantly. There's no loading screens. Of course, there are loading screens, but they're masked by light or by other stuff. So it feels like you're in a constant motion. And that's why these levels or arenas never feel like arenas. They always feel like a natural progression, which is incredibly well done. I can't think of any other game that does it that way. I'm sure there are examples, but I can't think of any. The combat is broken up by basically a walk and talk museum tour through Norse mythology, which sounds really stupid, but is fantastic. I didn't appreciate it as much as I did now back in 2018, because back in 2018, I was all in it for the gameplay, right? I wanted to feel the axe, I wanted to kill stuff, I just wanted to feel like Kratos. But now I was really into the story. I was really into the backstory here. What happened with all these different races? Where is everybody? What's the deal with Odin, and why is this happening? What's the deal with Midgard? It's so great. It's such a great build-up. And most of that is because of the excellent acting and writing in this game. Of course, there's Christopher Judge, who plays Kratos. Great, fantastic portrayal. Atreus, played by Sonny Soljic, I think his name is, if you pronounce it that way, which I thought was brilliant here. Normally, when you have kid actors, it's always tough to get like emotions out of them or make them sound or feel genuine. But this kid did such a great job. But my favorite here is, I won't say his name, the guy who plays the stranger who shows up at your door at the beginning of the game, who is played by Jeremy Davies. Jeremy Davies is one of my favorite actors of all time. He was in Lost. He was in Saving Private Ryan, Dogville, Justified. He's a character actor, but once you see his picture, you immediately recognize him. He played Upham in Saving Private Ryan, like that. The little goofy one in Lost. He played like this crazy scientist in Justified, a crazy redneck. And again, here too, he plays a bit like a crazy menace, but he does it in such a way. And the way his story plays out too is he's crazy, but you feel such sympathy for him. And the way that he does it, he's like a violent, crazy person is almost the way, but crazy in a broken way. Like you understand why all of this is happening. He really got to me this game. I don't remember that from 2018. In 2018, I remember like, oh, cool, Kratos, new story, is a son, his son is a cool story. But this time I was really invested in this character and how it all played out for him. So they did a phenomenal job there. I think the story as a whole has a beautiful message, a beautiful father-son mechanic. Maybe now for you, Dustin, this will hit harder too, as well, now that you have a son. Now that I lost my dad, this game really hit me. I don't really know why, but it got me very emotional at certain parts. When Kratos is trying to not lose his anger or shouts at his son and then feels bad and tries to redeem himself by just little gestures. This game is filled with like little moments that have no dialogue, but just an emotion in their eyes, or just not grabbing their axe, or just giving the knife back, or all these little moments here really, really got to me at certain points. And of course, when you get to the ending of the game, no spoilers, but it leaves room for a sequel, which is then Ragnarok, of course. And then you have, of course, cannot mention the tremendous music here. Bear McCready did an amazing job, fantastic soundtrack. So I was generally absolutely blown away by this game. Absolute 10 out of 10 masterpiece to me. I finished it a couple of days ago, and I jumped straight into Ragnarok, like the same day, because I figured, okay, this is the moment, like I can't get distracted. I have to do this now, or I'm never going to get into Ragnarok. And the funny thing is, 2 or 3 minutes into Ragnarok, you can see a huge jump in terms of graphics, production value, music, everything. It's insane. It's insanity. So now I'm finally fully invested in Ragnarok. So I hope I can keep it up and finish it before the end of the month. But yeah, this game, not many games make me emotional. I don't mean like crying my eyes out or weeping or whatever. But this game, God of War 2018, really, really got to me, which is something I think only Red Dead Redemption 2 ever managed to do really well. And this game, they did a phenomenal job. I think the people who wrote this game are geniuses. And I hope they keep it up in Ragnarok. I don't know. People tell me they did. You guys have played it. You guys maybe can tell me, but
I mean, I liked Ragnarok. When I think about the story, I'm trying to remember. It's like I remember not loving as much as 2018's.
Sure,
but that's a game I'd also need to replay. Definitely.
Yeah, it's funny because God of War 2018, I feel like I remember way more than Ragnarok. But it's probably because I've played it twice and I've only played Ragnarok once. But you're right. Like it is. I remember thinking like, wow, even as it being a cross-gen game for PS4, playing it on PS5 was like, wow, this is insanely good. There is breaking God of War news, Lock, as of 1 minute ago. From Wario, Dave Bautista is in talks for the Kratos role.
That would be great.
On the Amazon series.
It would be awesome. Yeah.
Are you interested in I mean, this is kind of a side note, but this game that you just played and love, now there is going to be a show.
I'm super interested. I thought the casting was wrong. I'll say that. So I'm kind of glad that Ryan Hurst got hurt. Oh, that sounds horrible. He should play Thor, which he plays in Ragnarok, right? That's his role. He looks like Thor. He should play Thor. So I think that casting would be perfect. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise that he hurt himself and he can't play Kratos anymore, because I think Dave Bautista is perfect for Kratos. that works out perfectly here, I think. So the one thing that has me worried is that the show starts in the Norse mythology, and maybe they should have started in the Greece mythology, but there's no doubt there will be flashbacks and we will be going back, I presume.
Yeah, you need to play Valhalla after you
I haven't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it? I thought that was just like a rogue light thing, but that's story.
I'm not telling you anything.
Oh,
there's some narrative stuff in it, I would say.
Okay. So there's more even. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, excellent. Okay, but yeah, I'm very interested in the show. What about you guys?
Maybe I'll watch it. I don't really know. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'll probably check it out. I think the last video game show I watched was Last of Us Season 2. And I just am like, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
Have you seen Fallout or not?
I watched the first season, but not the second.
Okay.
And I don't know. I like the first season, but I don't know. I don't feel motivated to watch the second one.
Okay. The second one wasn't as the second one was good, but not as good as the first one. But still, miles better than The Last of Us Season 2.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you see what Tom Holland said this weekend about The Last of Us? It was pretty funny.
It's like his favorite game or something.
Yeah, it's like his favorite game, and then they asked him, "Did you watch the show?" He's like, "No."
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Just the games. But yeah, casting is so important. Well, we've seen it with The Last of Us. Casting is so important. If you fuck that up, it all falls apart. So
yeah.
It's so important that they find the right Kratos. And I think I love Ryan Hurst. I think he's a great actor. Sons of Anarchy, great stuff. The Odyssey, he was great in the Odyssey too. But when you look at him, you don't think Kratos, right? That's not that's not him. So I don't know. We'll see. When is it supposed to come out? Next year?
I think it's probably up in the air now. They restart, the whole thing.
Yeah,
they also released that horrible promotional photo, which was a big mistake. Made it look like like they were in some studio somewhere. Yeah. No, we'll see. I'm interested.
Yeah, we shall see. All right, guys. Quick final game here. Crash Bandicoot. I played through it. I never played through a Crash game, so I was like, all right. Recently, been plugging the holes of PlayStation games I missed. Spyro games missed. Played through Spyro 1. Now it's time for Crash. I played the Insane Trilogy version of this, and it is super basic, of course. It is based off a PS1 game, but it's a pretty good remaster. However, the hitboxes are a little off in this version, so keep that in mind. But man, I died a lot in this game. A lot. I crashed out a couple times playing it, but it's still a good game. I'm glad I played through it. Crash Bandicoot, legendary franchise. I had him saying, "Whoa," whenever you die, like burned into my brain because I was dying so much during it. The balancing, I feel like this game is kind of all over the place. It doesn't ramp up in a really good way. Sometimes it's just like insanely tough. Then other times it's like a pretty chill thing. Like I did a stretch of like 2 levels that were like I was stuck on for a long time, just these 2 levels. Then after that, you just kind of cruise through. One of them was, of course, the bridge level. If you guys have played the game, you may remember the bridge levels. Infamous, chaotic level. But cool game, nonetheless. I played a little bit of 2 as well, and I think I like 2 for more what I've played of it. Seems like kind of a step up, in my opinion, but, Crash Bandicoot, legendary game. Gotta check it out. I was debating playing the PS1 version as well, but I was like, I'd have to get it off PS3, get my PS3 out, and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't feel like doing that. But Insane Trilogy looks pretty good, so probably not a bad way to play the game. But I'm happy I played through the game. I know people love these games, so gotta get that gamer cred up. Gotta play the Crash games.
Brett, I was so excited about the Insane Trilogy before it came out because Crash Bandicoot 3 was one of the 2 games that I got when I got a PlayStation 1.
Nice.
Those 2, I got that and I got Rayman. So Crash Bandicoot 3, and eventually I got 2 and played that, but I didn't grow up playing the first game. So I was super pumped but it's as you were saying about the hitboxes, and in particular, the thing that killed this game for me and why I never finished the Insane Trilogy and I have no desire to go back to it is, and I was looking it up because I was trying to remember exactly what it was, is that apparently the character in the logic of the game, like the landing like box is pill shaped. And so in the Insane Trilogy, at least the way it felt to me, is that you are way more likely to slip off of something than in the original. And so it just feels way less precise.
Yes.
And when you're on the fucking bridge level, or I mean, any of that, it's a platformer. It needs to feel insanely precise.
Yep.
So I truly feel like when I played, I'm like, they botched this from compared to the original. So the fact that you beat it in the new mode, I mean, that's pretty hardcore. But I just remember feeling so disappointed with just like how it felt because it looks beautiful.
Yeah. I kind of wish I played the original just because it is the original.
Yeah.
And I want to see like all like the visuals and all that kind of stuff. But it was purely just like a lazy thing where I was like, I don't want to get the PS3 out. I don't want to buy and download it kind of thing. But yeah, keep that in mind if you play the first game. I think the second game and third game are better about that from what I understand, but I could be wrong. But Crash 2 seems better though, so far, in my opinion. They had like a sweet slide mechanic, which is not in the first game. So that's good. But legendary game. Had to play it. I was cursing Naughty Dog playing it sometimes. But yeah, pretty decent game.
Nice.
Have you ever played Crash Bandicoot, Lockmort?
No, that's like one of my huge blind spots, right? Oh, Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, and Ratchet and Clank. I think those are. You know, I mean, in my year of wanting to go back to older games, so I have Metal Gear Solid now, but those are also types of games I really want to try at some point.
Yeah.
I know my neighbor had Crash Bandicoot, so I watched him play it, but I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. The Uncharted level or the Uncharted 4, of course.
Sure, yeah.
Of course. All right, boys, let's end the show with some write-ins. If you want to write into the show, I post a thread every Saturday on our Patreon, so keep an eye out there. Rob at Pezglove wrote and said, hello, lads. What a show lineup. Dustin, those are some lengthy games you're playing. How have you adapted to gaming time while also being a dad? Is it somewhat different for you than most, as it could be classed as part of your job? Hope you and the family are doing well. Lock, I see you're in the stream. Pezglove.
Oh, yeah, cool. Hello.
So, okay, how has my gaming time adapted?
Yes.
I feel like right now,
Or
I mean, like
stuff, yeah.
Well, yeah. It's as I was saying earlier, the first 3 weeks were pretty easy, but now the main, I guess, adaptation to my gaming is, first of all, when I'm playing games. And it's also weird because like I'm on leave and I've been on leave and I'm going to still be on like half leave for a little bit. So I don't know what my new normal is. And even then, like one of the things I've been learning, and this is something that like you can be told, but once you experience, you really get it, is that like the baby is always changing, like how his temperament is from a day-to-day basis or from like a week-to-week basis. So like early on, as I was saying, I was like getting like long stretches in. And then I have to be able to like pause for potentially a long time where it's like he starts being fussy. I got to pause. If I'm up early by myself with him, which has been the case sometimes, it's like, okay, got to pause, got to change the diaper. Maybe he's freaking out. So maybe I got to like, like settle him back down. Maybe he'll want to sit on my, like, sit or lean on me as I play. Maybe he just wants to go back to sleep. Maybe he wants none of that. So maybe you get back to the game in 20 minutes. Maybe it's 2 hours or something. I'm sure, as he becomes more, I was going to say becomes more lucid. I guess it is in a way, like he becomes more self-aware. I know that his needs are going to go up. So Holly, it's funny. I've actually had this conversation with Holly. That's like, I don't know whether it's going to be like when he's like more of a toddler, that it's like during a normal work day, like there'll be times where I'm doing like recording or editing, but it's like I literally have to dedicate time to play games,
right,
to be able to stay up. So maybe that's like I spend more time playing games up here, so it's like kind of like a more, unfortunately, but like a working mode to it. So I'm not totally sure yet what that looks like. Splatoon Raiders has been great for dad mode gaming because you're only playing for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, quick sesh. Maybe you get a couple of those in, maybe a little less, a little more. But it's been great. So I'm just kind of learning as I go. So this is probably a good follow-up question in a few months from now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you're saying, I assumed, there's nothing like locked in yet.
No.
Scheduling and been like, I can do this, no problem.
Yeah, because like for an example of the way things have changed is that like for the last few weeks, it's like he'll eat and then he kind of chills for a minute and then you can kind of lay him down and do whatever.
Yeah.
But in the last week or so, there are times where like he just does not want to lay down. Yeah. Like he's just like, nope, you need to hold me. And I might fall asleep while you're holding me. There was a thing yesterday where it was like Holly was trying to take a nap, so I was trying to take care of him. And he just like, if I started to sit down holding him, he would cry. He was like, no, you must stand, even if I am asleep. Because he would fall asleep and then I would sit down and then he would start crying. So it's just like you have to constantly adapt to him. We're on his schedule.
Selfish babies.
Yes.
What's his favorite game of all time?
His favorite game of all time. It's a great question. Dark Souls 2.
Oh,
damn. He wants to spite his father.
That's rough, man.
Nice.
He says it's underrated.
Is he a big Naruto fan?
Big Naruto. We'll see. We'll see. We've kept him away from the Naruto for as long as possible. Holly and I keep joking that he's going to be really into sports.
Yeah,
like that's going to be his rebellion from his parents. It's going to be.
He's going to hate Iron Maiden. Yeah.
Don't even say that, Brad.
It's going to be rough, dude. Evan Westendorf wrote in and said, this one is for Dustin. We got a Maddie versus Colin debate on physical media, but we haven't heard from LSM's other physical game aficionado. Actually, you were on Sacred Symbols talking about it when it happened.
Yes. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of consternation around this subject come down to, basically, Sony's going to raise prices and never have sales now. My question is, aren't Xbox and Steam going to still be competing marketplaces that will keep Sony in check? If Sony greed gets too absurd, won't the other platforms just have to keep offering games at reasonable prices and having more sales for people to see they're getting a raw deal and flock away from Sony? Don't third-party devs dictate the cost at which their games are sold on a digital marketplace anyways, meaning Sony doesn't really have a say in what they charge for their largest source of profit. Won't retailers still offer codes in boxes at retail, meaning they can still discount a physical good like they always have to clear stock they purchased? I know there are a lot of questions, but I feel like you could address them in a broad sense. Hope the baby and Mama Holly are doing great. Glad to have you back.
That was definitely too many questions.
It's a lot of questions
for it to be addressed in a broad sense. How about this? I feel like a good broad sense is that Sony this generation has not earned really any goodwill from me. And I think the audience at large. And so that's why you see, I think, a big disconnect between how people feel about a digital only environment like Steam and a digital only environment from PlayStation. And I know he mentioned like, well, what about, won't they still have to compete with Xbox and PC? It's like, well, they don't have to compete with Xbox. Like, sorry, it's not even part of the question for them. And that's the thing, like, this is it's very reminiscent of PS3 era, or I guess PS2 into PS3 era Sony, like the arrogance of like, we're the market leader. We're in charge now, and you're going to come to us. And that's why we're going to nickel and dime you and do all these shitty things, because it's like, well, where else are you going to go?
Right.
Xbox, stuff like that, where it's like, no, you're not. And so that's why it is like, at least I feel like extremely unfortunate that Xbox has been run into the ground. It's like, we need a strong Xbox more than ever right now at this moment.
Yeah.
And we just simply don't have it. Yeah. And so, and I think that like PC is absolutely bigger than ever, but there are still such a large audience that are just going to be console people, Steam Machine's not at this moment. Steam Machine's not going to peel away people from like console people. Just not.
Yeah, not at that price. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think that this comes back to the goodwill thing, where it's like, well, won't they have to do more sales? Like, won't they? I cannot feel that level of confidence in Sony to be like, okay, well, now that you're here, we're going to take good care of you and not try to get as much. Yeah. I mean, and it's one of those things. It's like big corporations, companies with shareholders and stuff. Their goal is not changed regardless of the goodwill. The goal is always to get as much money as possible. It's just like, how scummy are they going to be about it? Right. And I think there's so many, like, the part of the goodwill too is just, we talked about this earlier, is that like there has been no indication of like people that have invested in physical libraries. Like, how are you going to take care of us? Are you going to take care of us at all? Maybe not. Maybe so. But we just don't know. Right.
Yeah. I think I look at them like they're not going to take care of physical people at all moving forward. No disc to digital kind of thing. Cold turkey is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. I feel like there was actually there's like a tech YouTuber that I don't watch very often because his videos kind of feel like Tech Mr. Beast. It's Mr. Who's the Boss. I don't know if either one of you guys have heard. He's like one of the big guys, but he did a really great video, to his credit, about the physical situation, and he made a really good point that like right now, a lot of these big companies, Sony in particular, a lot of their profit margins are being squashed. And this AI thing is like a big part of that, where it's like, okay, they're going to have to sell this next console for a lot more money, probably. And so they are looking at ways to get these profit margins up without raising, well, they still could raise prices, but it's like, this is one of the number one ways where they can make way more money on every single sale, is if it was just digital only.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is it's AI's fault, I would say. I sort of wonder. It's weird. Obviously, these plans happen. Like, these plans come to form over a very long time. But there, in some way, it just feels like it feels too soon. And I wonder if like kind of like this AI stuff and the pricing in the market right now is kind of what's really pushing them. The fact that they're not waiting to the PlayStation 6 generation and they're doing it, and to be fair, at the end of the PS5 generation, but the fact that it's like they're doing it now really is what tells me like there's like a little bit of a fire under them to do this. The whole market, dude, I feel like there's been a complete vibe shift while I've been away, of like things felt pretty dire over the last year about the video game industry as a whole. But then you have this, the disc thing and the Xbox layoffs, and like, it's just like, I don't know, man, this industry is just feeling pretty bad.
I would say
now.
For like the American game industry. Yes.
The American game industry. And I think hardware too is like a big...
Hardware is a problem, yeah.
That's like definitely a big global problem, where it's like the whole RAM situation and is just like...
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
No one can afford this stuff. I mean, I shouldn't say no one can afford this stuff, because they're still going to sell a lot of PlayStation 6s and whatever the next Xbox is and stuff, but it's definitely changing the dynamic. where the profit is going to need to be made in other ways. If they're like assuming the PlayStation 6, if it is going to have to be so expensive, then they are going to expect less people to buy them.
Yeah.
Which means they're going to figure out ways to try to make up for that lost money since they can't get a broad install base. So what do? You suck the people that are there dry.
Right. Whales.
So
that's also why they're doing it now. So you'll forget by the time the PS6 gets here. And you don't get these boycott scenarios when they should be happening.
Right.
Yeah, people are expect it now. So
yeah.
Anything you want to say on it, Lock?
I think Dustin covered it, and it's been covered to hell over the past few months. Yeah. So I think people are sick as hell of it. So no, I think everything has been lessened. I hope physical somehow sticks around in some form, but I don't see how, really.
Yeah.
All right. Big Chungus 420 wrote in and said, "Hey, cool dudes. Is the God of War Laufey discussion just a bunch of nonsense from geeks in their mom's basements? I rewatched the Laufey presentation. Although not my type of game, the game itself looks awesome. Don't see what all the bad fuss is about. It seems interesting. Might pick up the physical version if they have one. Stay cool."
Okay. When they showed the game, I had a big problem with it, and so did Simon and like a couple of other people who saw the trailer. My big problem with the trailer was, first of all, you're going to do it again. It's the same type of game again. Not a lot of gameplay, but my biggest criticism was, this writing is not up to par to the other games, because as soon as Laufey, or what's her Faye? I don't know. Yeah, Faye is her name, but why is? Never mind. As soon as as soon as the gameplay starts, she's like, "Oh, I should go over there. Oh, I should pick up this sword. Oh,
right, yeah."
It's like she's talking to herself, like, no. This is not Horizon Forbidden West. This is not Aloy. No, like she needs to be her own character. No quirky. I know it's a trope, but like the Marvel thing, the cube stuff. So the first time I saw it, I was negative about it. Like I didn't like it at all. Since then, I've come around completely, really, because I've played God of War. I'm now playing Ragnarok. I can see where the story is going. I want to know what this is about. Like, I want to know what they're cooking here. Like, I think it could be really interesting. It still annoys me that she's talking to herself, and it still annoys me that it has those tropes. But I think the game, first of all, looks stunning, looks amazing, beautiful. Second of all, it's a direct continuation of the story, and it leads into the next Kratos God of War, they already said. So it's important, that's due, because I was also a little bit worried that it would be like a small little side game, but it's clearly like a main entry, or they're treating it that way anyway. So I'm part of the problem, I guess, because I was one of those people who was negative at the beginning. I understand why people would be that way, but it's a matter of taste, I guess, or it's a matter of mood you're in, or it's a matter of what you're looking forward to. I think PlayStation gets like a lot of shit these days, and a lot of people are saying like, all these games are the same, right? Like Days Gone is the same as God of War, or Uncharted is the same as The Last of Us, but that's not really fair and not really true. Like, they're all third-person action games, that's true, but I don't feel like God of War 2018 was anything like Horizon or anything like Days Gone. So I feel like there's nuance there, and on a surface level, it's hard to see sometimes. So I think that's where that's coming from.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think the writing at the beginning is not a great sign. I mean, I wasn't like thrilled. I was like, oh boy. There's a character like that in Ragnarok that I'm like, ugh, don't really like this character's writing. That's for sure. But I think that just the way they showed it off probably wasn't the best way. I guess it's like that long clip of a lot of like just building up, not a lot of gameplay. It would probably have been better if it's just like a quick cut trailer for the first thing.
Yeah.
But I understand it. They wanted to show off the game, big cut of it, but just for that, I don't think it worked out very well. What do you think, Dustin?
I think that in terms of what it will actually do, I would expect it to do very, very well, because it is a God of War game. Regardless, this is one of, if not the biggest Sony IP at this point. I don't know if it will do
Spider-Man, I guess, but
Spider-Man, yeah.
They don't own Spider-Man though.
That's true. Yeah, that's
so
true.
well, it's kind of half. But I feel like maybe it won't do Ragnarok numbers because it does feel spin-offy. But in terms of the discussion, Big Chungus says just a bunch of nonsense from geeks in their mom's basement. I mean, it's been really funny watching this stuff about the Odyssey and the people that were like, Christopher Nolan is buying out the theaters and like stuff like that. It's like, dude, the amount of copium, it's just for such a fucking stupid reason too. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so it reeks of that to me in a way, because there are times where like online there's a bunch of people that hate something and then it's justified and it bombs, something like Concord or something. We've also seen this, if we want to look at this at a more political lens, like look at the Harry Potter situation with Hogwarts Legacy. Where it's like boycott this and then it's the best-selling game of the year. I feel like this could be maybe not quite a flip side. Like I don't think Lawfare is going to be the best-selling game of the year like that, but I think it'll do just.
I think it'll do fine.
It'll do just fine, and a lot of the complainers are going to buy it anyway. Maybe not all of them, but some of them.
There is the annoying thing. This really annoys me. Is the release date that they put it one day before Fable,
2 days before the early access of Fable.
Before the early access, which is, I mean, I get it.
It's annoying for us.
Yeah, it's annoying for us, but it's probably also annoying for Xbox, and it's probably also annoying for Santa Monica, I imagine, because now neither of these games is going to get the light that they deserve. Now they're both going to compete each other. You know how it's going to go. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the discourse. Like it's going to be God of War versus Fable. One is going to win, the other one's going to lose, and then that's going to be the entire discourse. Well, if they released this game a month later, they both would have had plenty of time to shine and be exceptional in their own way. But now we're not going to get that that moment, I guess, which is, I mean, Sony made that decision. I think that's, I don't fully understand why, but we'll see.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I guess, I don't know. They're confident in it, so we'll see, I guess.
Yeah. But Fable also looked incredible. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's going to be, for me, that's a very tough week. So
yeah, it'll be tough. That's for sure. All right. Party Pooper wrote in and said, "Hey boys, I have a very important question for you. Potentially the most important question ever asked in the history of Summit Sign. What are your favorite video game names? It can be for whatever reasons. Whether they are clever, funny, or just cool. Some of my picks would be Satisfactory, The Fractured Butthole, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, and Symphony of the Night. Shout out as well to Danganronpa V3 and Bravely Default, Where the Fairy Flies. If you know, you know."
This is easy. Sex with Hitler 1 and 2, and showering with your dad.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it doesn't get easier. Yeah.
Symphony of the Night is definitely like a top tier.
Yeah, it's a top tier one for sure.
One that came to mind for me, Brad's favorite, Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, and Snake Eater is a cool name too, on a totally different way. Kojima is really good at naming games.
Yeah, he is.
Because like Death Stranding 2 On the Beach was a cool name. Like as a subtitle, I feel like that was a good title.
Oh, you mean actual beautiful? You take it seriously, like a beautiful titles.
Well, that is the question.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he said. Well, he said for like any reason, could be joke reason or just something he thinks cool.
Okay. I thought I misunderstood. Okay.
He brings up Danganronpa V3, and in terms of if you actually play that game, it is amazing. Probably one of the best titles ever. But I will not explain it.
Yeah.
Funny one for me is Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days.
Yes.
What a name, dude. There's there's 2.8 like fragmentary passages as well. That's a funny one. A name I do like is also a Castlevania game, which is Lament of Innocence, the first PS2 game. I'm like, damn. Probably because I can picture the box in my mind as well. And the cover of that game is fucking exquisite. So that's one for me.
Isn't that weird how some games pick a name and you immediately know like this is not going to sell?
Yeah.
And it's mostly like double A games or like indie games where they just, I don't know why they keep doing that, but they call it like Xenobop or whatever.
Xenobop?
This is not going to work. Like pick a different name. Or it's so weird. Like it's so important. Like title of your game is super important. It's like a YouTube title.
Yeah.
Or a thumbnail. It's like one of the most, or a title of a book and the cover of a book. It's one of the most important things. It's what people look at and decide if they want to read or play or watch it.
Yeah.
Insane.
I was thinking of the Nier Replicant remaster, which was, I looked up version 1224744871139.
Yeah. Good old Yokotaro.
Yeah. That I actually hate that. It's like, don't be cute. You're being too cute with something like that. But that would be an interesting Sacred Symbols Plus episode. Like we have to present the best video game titles.
Oh, yeah.
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah,
is that the peak
best
title? Is that like
one of the
number one?
Yeah, it's one of the best. Without
so
question.
Good.
Tier list, dude. Best video game titles. All right. Final writing here. The Juan one wrote in and said, "Hello, summoners. When is a game too long? Games like Persona 5 Royal, Dragon Quest XI, and Red Dead Redemption 2 take about 100 hours to get to the true ending. But I won't feel it and enjoy it every second of it. While games like The Last of Us Part 2, God of War Ragnarok, or GTA 5 might feel like they drag, even those games might be 25 to 30 hours long. Could it be down to a game's genre or pacing? Welcome back, Dustin."
I think pacing has a lot to do with it. Because even like it's funny you said Dragon Quest XI. I enjoyed every second of it. I know during that third act, I was like, okay, it's time to wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
Like I loved it. I love it, but, and even Red Dead Redemption 2, amazing game. One of the greatest games of all time. Towards the end though, you're like, okay,
wrap it up.
Time to wrap this up.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. The final bit, I like it, but it was a little too long. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of it is pacing where it's like if you have like too many climax, if you have like a climax that feels like it should be the end and then you kind of keep, I'm okay with it continuing to go to kind of wrap things up, but it's like you can't, at that point, once you've climaxed the story, people are kind of at the point where it's like, okay, I want to see the full resolution to this, but I'm kind of past it at this point. So,
okay.
I think a game that did it perfectly is God of War 2018, which has the perfect pacing, and also once you get to the ending and the credits roll, you're still playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's really no ending to that game, which is amazing. I love that. But I think genre is the other thing he brought up is also very important. Like a Bethesda game, I can easily put like 100 hours into it, but it would seem like 10 hours, or like a big RPG. But give me, let's say, Uncharted 4 or something, and if Uncharted 4 was 50 hours, it would be way too long. But it's perfect at like 20 hours. Or The Last of Us 2, perfect at 20 hours, but make it 40 hours and it becomes a slog, right?
Right. Yeah, I think it's just like game by game basis. There is no standard to be set. As long as I'm enjoying the game, then it's not too long.
Yeah.
All right, boys. We're done.
Woo!
How'd it feel to be back, Dustin?
It feels good. I'm really enjoyed talking with you guys just because I haven't talked to either one of you. It feels good to talk about some games, shake off some of the rust. And so I'm pumped to be back talking about some games. What I'm not excited about is that after this, I have to go help someone move a piano.
Damn.
It's like a cartoon, but
yeah.
This is the second attempt because the first attempt, it's like my dad and our one friend, they got a box truck from U-Haul, and apparently if you get the small one, it does not have a ramp. And we did not discover this until we showed up to move the piano.
Oh,
no
man.
ramp. And it's like, you can't lift this piano 4 feet off the ground. It's not happening. So this is attempt 2. I don't know how much help I'm going to be. I'm not a very strong man, but I'll be there to guide. Maybe like do one of these
that's
on
important,
the side.
dude. Yeah, that's all important.
Support.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Gotta have it, dude. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing you on Sacred Symbols again. Very nice.
Yeah.
The trio will be complete once again. Lockmore, what do you got going on?
I'm so tired, man. There were multiple times during this episode. I've said this before. Sometimes when I'm on an episode and I hear you guys talk, I'm like, yeah. And then 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh, I'm on the episode. Fuck, I gotta interact. Like,
it is later for you, yeah. And you were at work earlier as well.
Yeah, I rolled straight from work into this, so
you're shot.
It's like 11 p.m. I gotta eat. I gotta sleep, I guess, and then tomorrow.
You gotta edit.
Yes, yeah. Well,
put this shit up tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, yeah, exactly. But no, it was great seeing you guys. Of course, Brad, always lovely to see you. I love this show. It's one of my favorite things to listen to. Dustin, wonderful to see you again, to hear you talk.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, got like my two favorites here. It's very nice.
Ooh,
oh,
very nice. All right, everybody, we're out of here. Thanks for watching, listening. Appreciate it. See you guys next week. Take care and goodbye. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Colin's Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Nivarez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.